Hey guys, how are you? It's been too long. It's been too long. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. And what an episode to come back on. Yikes. Yikes on bikes. This was nasty. Very, very nasty. But this was bound to happen. This is bound to happen. I thought it was going to happen last season, but this was actually bound to happen. So now we can see what's going to happen with the show moving forward. I'm not sure. We're going to talk about some speculations of what we think may happen. But I don't think it's going to be able to exist the way it is right now with the way these ladies are beefing. But hey, welcome. Thank you all for coming back. If you're new here, hi, my name is Nikki.Star. I do comedic reviews of some of your favorite reality TV shows. Today, we're talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is an OG show. A lot of you found me from this show, and I thank you all for being here for 10 years. My God, today we have grown up together. My God, today. But thank you all for joining me for another review. Let's get into it. So I do want to say I binge watched the episodes that I missed. I'm trying to find my notes. Where are my notes? I was just in them. Apple, I really have to upgrade my phone. I'm trying not to, but it has to happen. I hate that they do this to me. I will say from binge watching the show, I have a new perspective of some things. One, I really like Pinky and her husband now. I didn't dislike them. They just weren't, I don't know. They were rookies, you know what I mean? So they had to grow on me. But I really am enjoying that relationship. It's just giving, young Black millennial couple that is, trying to make a name for themselves and, first in their family to do these things, which happens with a lot of Black people. And I like the vibe. I think they're relatable. And I'm enjoying watching that relationship. Are they no, I think Drew and Ralph were a millennial couple. Jesus. Ugh. But I don't know. I just needed to watch a bit more of them. And I actually really, really do like that couple. Who is losing their flavor for me is Angela. I think that Angela is really, really good when she's just being the voice of reason or the voice of the audience and reading people. I think that's where she needs to stay. When Angela gets caught up in being the bone carrier, because she doesn't do it well, like that's not her. That's not her forte. She gets tripped up in it and it just doesn't work for her. It's not a good look. And now she's just looking like a liar because on the last episode, girl, that you F Charles or whoever she was talking about, Clark or whoever, to Shamia trying to bring up some stuff because she didn't have any other digs at her, all for the girl who is married to the guy, his wife, to, say that Angela is lying, and Angela gets caught in this lie and she gets upset. And it just, I don't know. I felt like she was doing so well this season. So for her to get caught up in that nonsense, it was disappointing. It was disappointing. I was like, Angela, you were doing so well. You don't need to lie. All you need to do is read, and all you need to do is observe and be the voice of the audience. That's it. That's what you say. But again, this is her second season. So third's a charm. Third season's a charm. I think she'll apply the notes from this season and give us a much better next season for her because she did it for her first season. Her first season, I was just like, yikes, let's do some work. And she came back and did some work. So I enjoyed her, but now I'm just like, you're losing me again. You're losing me again, Angela. Come back. Come back. But those are the overall things that have changed for me. Angela's losing me a bit, and I'm really liking Pinky and her husband. Sometimes binge watching is necessary. Sometimes binge watching is necessary. Let's get into this episode. Oh, another thing I want to say about the last episode, when Portia called herself gay. Even the producer was just like, so you're gay? She was just like, listen, I'm a year in it now. I guess I'm gay. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. Happy Pride, Portia. I hope you enjoyed. Let's get into it. My notes are not coming up here, so forgive me if I'm going to have to look at my computer. Yikes. Oh, also, I did like the fact that Kelly and Portia made up. Here's the thing. I know Portia is not. She's a polarizing character. I felt like Kelly was wrong with how she treated Portia. I felt like Kelly, and she admitted it in the last episode, that she was going through a lot and she just was not herself. And she was lashing out at everybody. And Portia was like, yeah, lashing out at me. And Kelly had to admit it. You know what I mean? Like, I get whatever issue you can have with Portia. Totally understand it. But it was just like, she was lashing out at her because of the things that was going on in her life. There was just no reason for her to be upset with Portia. I felt like she was looking for a reason. And also she is sitting in conversation with people who do not like her. And she just found a source to vomit all of her anger, and it just wasn't a good look. So I'm glad that they fixed that. And I'm glad we also had that sisterhood moment with Kelly and all the ladies putting bygones, letting bygones be bygones, and just really embracing her and just being like, listen, we've all been through it. We can help you get through it. I really thought that was a beautiful moment as well. And sometimes Housewives can deliver those moments. With this episode, the ladies are in Scotland, a really good trip. I'm very proud of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Not only did they give us an international trip, they gave us a fun international trip. They make Scotland look good. They make Scotland look like a place where Black women can go and have a really good time. It doesn't seem like it's a foodie place for us, but there are a lot of things to do, and the ladies are showing us just that. I like that they met up with the Scottish Sterling K. Brown. I like that they were experiencing Black Scottish culture. This was a good trip. This is what I want. This is what I feel like the Housewives show should be about. I feel like, it should be luxurious international trips where we all learn so much and we see the ladies having this kind of cross-cultural connection and just really expanding our palette. Like this episode, we learned about like different tartans, and Portia gifted all of the ladies a scarf from the hand stitched tartan shop. This is what we want to see on these shows. I actually really, really enjoyed that. Thank you, Atlanta. Potomac, I know you're going to disappoint me. I know that Potomac is going to go to like a barn in Trenton, New Jersey. I just know it. I just know it. But thank you, Atlanta, for delivering. So the ladies are on their second leg of their Scotland trip, and they're having fun, having a really good time. They're catching up on everyone. And because Kelly had that breakdown last episode where everybody came together to embrace her, they're checking in on Kelly. And Portia says that she's really glad that her and Kelly made up and that she was able to be there with Kelly. And Shamia took that personally. We're going to talk about Shamia a lot this episode because, my God, today, Shamia's been going through it. Shamia took that personally. She did not like that because in her confessional, she's just like, you're able to make up with Kelly, but not me? Shamia's just like, listen, I've known you since I was freaking 9 years old. I think that Portia's probably one of her oldest friends. And she's just like, but you can make up with this girl that you just met, but not me. And what I think Shamia is not understanding is that Kelly is a coworker to Portia. She's not a friend. Portia is just making up with Kelly so that she can enjoy her job. That's it. You're an actual friend, an actual sister to her. And the beef that you two have, it just cuts a lot deeper than Kelly does. Portia doesn't care anything about Kelly. Portia's not going to talk to Kelly after this show wraps. Portia's at work. Kelly is a coworker. You are somebody who was actually in her life. So I think the hurt is deep and the work it's a lot of work that has to be done to prepare that friendship. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm just saying she can't come. I just felt like Shamia could not compare or shouldn't compare how Portia is treating Kelly to how Portia is treating her, because Portia just acts like she doesn't exist, which is what is Portia a Sagittarius? Because the way she is icing out Shamia and acting like Shamia just does not exist. Crazy. Because even when they were traveling in that passenger van and she was teaching them all how to do Kegels, Shamia was trying to interact with her and Portia was just acting like she did not see her.
But Portia is mean.
No, I don't think she's mean. I think Portia was hurt, Mom.
Portia is mean.
She was hurt by her friend. They both hurt each other. But the way she's just acting like that girl is not existing, and Shamia really wants to be back friends with Portia. She wants to have that old thing back. You know what I mean? She wants to interact with her. She wants to have a laugh with her. And I think that Portia just does not want to do that because she feels like if she does do that, it'll open up a door of communication. And Portia just does not want to do that. I feel like even though at the end of the episode she said that she's done, I think that Portia has been done, because to be in a space with someone who you considered a sister and act as if she doesn't exist, that friendship was done for you. I could never be in a room with my best friend since I was 13 and act like they don't exist. There's a part of me that loves them so much, I would want to fix that. So you've been done. Shamia wasn't done. And I still don't think that Shamia is done. So Portia making up with Kelly so quickly just really, really hurt her. But I think it's just those relationships are totally different things. She made up with a coworker. You're like somebody she considered a sister at one point. Here goes Mama Star. What you got to say, Mama Star?
Hi, Star family. I'm glad to be on today. I got reprimanded earlier by the boss lady herself.
You did not get reprimanded. I just said
I'm glad to be on.
I did not reprimand you.
So,
I just said you need to be nicer.
So love y'all. I said something about apparently, allegedly.
No, this is a different show. We're talking about Atlanta.
So anyway, since Mama Star is
on probation,
allowed to speak, I'm going to say that I believe that something has happened a little deeper than what the cameras have shown or what they have brought to the show in reference to the Simon situation with Portia. Because remember, Portia and Shamia used to double date and this and that and that and this. So I feel like something went on that we don't know. The cameras don't know. You know, the girls on the show don't know. with them with this marriage thing.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Shamia said something to Portia, in their personal time where it probably rubbed Portia the wrong way, because Portia does not want to repair this
at all.
She does not want to make it.
And everybody in the group has mentioned it. Even Angela. Angela's just like, Shamia wants to be back friends with Portia. And because she's not, she's just making it hell for everybody.
For everybody, yes. Yeah. So I just believe that something else went on.
Mm-hmm.
They only show us how many minutes of what they take, but I think that something else went on a little deeper.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way Portia
we'll probably find out at the reunion.
The way Portia is coming, she don't want to repair the
at all.
She's want to
done.
Be friends with her, and maybe it will come out and maybe it won't. But Shamia wants to. They've been being mad and making up since they've been kids,
but they haven't really made up, and that was Shamia's thing. Shamia's just like, I'm making up.
No, I'm talking about you before the show.
Yes, but that's what Shamia is saying. I'm making up and I'm forgiving you, but there's still some energy from Portia.
Mm-hmm. No, but I'm saying for years.
Yeah.
Like they've been friends since 9 years old, so this is not their first falling out.
Yeah.
And I feel like Shamia has been the one that always wants to repair. And then Portia, because Portia's always kept her as one of her minions. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because she was better with her when she was a friend to the show.
Mm-hmm.
When she got her whole piece, everything changed. And Shamia keeps bringing that up. Mm-hmm. And that is the truth. But because Portia, always felt like, she keeps Shamia and her sister to a space. She's the queen bee. And y'all, is in my court.
But let me just say that. Not everybody wants everybody in their life, their circle, their family, their friend group working at their job.
Okay.
Sometimes you want to keep those things separate.
Okay, but Portia did say that I brought you to the show.
Well, let's talk about it. Because later on in the episode where Shamia and Portia are arguing, Shamia tells Portia, "Oh, you didn't want me to be a part of this show." Mm-hmm. And I have to correct that because that is not true. Because when Portia had to sit down with Andy, a one-on-one interview with him, she asked Andy, she said, "Andy, haven't I asked you for years to put Portia on the show, push Shamia on the show?" She said that she has been campaigning for Shamia to join the show for years. And Andy said, "Yeah, you have asked for her to be on the show for years."
However, Candy had said that Portia never wanted Shamia on the show.
It doesn't matter what Candy says. If the boss,
wait a minute.
Her boss if her boss is reiterating that she has been campaigning for her friend to join the show for years, Candy doesn't make the decision.
Candy told the real story.
But Mom, Andy confirmed it.
Andy.
Why would he lie? He's messy.
Andy, I don't believe that. Okay, so she said,
okay,
listen,
if you don't believe that, then why would Andy lie?
Portia said, "Haven't I been campaigning for years? Now, if you and Andy is cool and you've been campaigning for her to get on for years, how come she just getting on?"
Well, Shamia has been auditioning for a very long time. And also, Shamia, she just got her husband around to filming. Her husband doesn't like filming. And she could only come on as friend of if the husband didn't want to be filmed. Her husband finally accepted to being filmed, so she became a housewife.
I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with the facts.
Candy said she never wanted you on the show. And I believe
But listen, I can't believe that when the boss is saying you have been asking for her to join the show.
How does that
for
sound?
Years.
I've been asking for years. And she's just getting on the show.
Because her husband didn't want to film. Everybody knows that if you cannot film your family, then you are not going to be asked to be on the show. That's why Kelly is throwing her little self down the flight of steps every episode, because her husband will not sign off on her kids filming, and her kids are a part of her life. So now she bringing up this boyfriend out of nowhere because she got to have something.
Okay.
Because if they can't film her kids, which is a part of her life, then they're going to have to start filming her and that dude.
Okay. I'll take that for now, but I
now.
will be back. I will be back.
For now. Oh, thank you, Mama Star. Anyway, K. Michelle then meets with Pinky and they start talking about like, because K. Michelle and Shamia had a little issue the last episode where K. Michelle was just basically saying that Shamia got on her and was just like, I'm losing my friends because of you. Like, I'm defending you and I'm losing my friends. And K. Michelle was just like, well, I didn't ask you to do that. So don't try to make me feel bad because you're being iced out from your friend group for defending me. I didn't ask you to do that. So they had a little something. Then this episode, K. Michelle and Pinky are just talking about how Shamia is fighting everybody. And they feel like it's something deeper going on and that the battles that she's getting in is not actually the real battles. The real battles is something deeper. And I think that something deeper is Portia. And Angela is the one that has been calling it correctly. Shamia misses her friend. She wants to make up with her friend. And because she cannot do that, she has to now be with Kelly. She don't want to be with Kelly. She want to be with Portia and the cool kids. That's exactly what it is. Shamia thought that when she came on the show, it was going to be her and Portia against everybody. It didn't work out that way because she met Portia in work mode. She didn't realize that the Portia off camera, that is her best friend, was going to be somebody totally different. But nobody's the same at their job. And I'm not making excuses, but it's just like she was just like, oh, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. I thought me coming to your job was going to be us linking up and like probably owning the show. Well, Shamia came on and Portia didn't change. Portia was still Portia, and Shamia thought that Portia was going to be different for her on the show, and that just did not happen. So they started to clash. And then Portia got upset because she's fighting. She doesn't want to fight her friend at work. She wants to talk about everything off camera. And Shamia's just like, no, let's talk about it on camera. That's where it started because Portia didn't like everybody else knowing that her and Shamia had issues. She also didn't like the fact that Shamia wanted to talk about their issues on camera. That was their problem because work Portia does not want that too much of the real life to come to the show. And Shamia was bringing all real life to the show. And that is not how Portia wanted to operate or operates on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So they were having a clash. But another issue is they weren't talking off camera. So Shamia is just like, you're not talking to me off camera. This is the only place that I can talk to you, but you don't want to have the conversation that we need to have. So if I don't have it with you on camera, I'm not going to have it with you off camera. But this is also the time that Portia was divorcing Homie. So she also wasn't in the space to do that. I just feel like their communication was off and the timing was just bad for the both of them. It is just really unfortunate. Also, I feel bad for the ladies of the Real Housewives of Atlanta because when you're in a friend group with two people who have been besties since they were children, and they are a part of a friend group that has accumulated with people who they have known for X amount of years, but not as long as these two. When these two fall out, it is hell for everybody in the group because now you're expected to take a side.
Yeah.
You're expected to stand behind one of them. And if you don't stand behind either of them, one or both of them is going to feel like you're standing behind the other. It is hell for everybody in that group. You cannot enjoy anything because they're constantly beefing. The energy is dark. It is just so unfortunate. And the sad part about it is they have to make up because when they're good, the group is good. When they're bad, the group is bad. And it just makes everybody uncomfortable. And unfortunately for this cast, the season has been hijacked by Portia and Shamia's friendship falling apart. And it's just unfair because now these ladies are stuck in the middle of this friendship that was formed when they were children. They can't fix that. That's too much work. That's too much healing. Why is it on them to fix this relationship? But the group is trying to fix it because it's making everybody uncomfortable. So I just feel bad for the cast of Atlanta, because it's a very uncomfortable environment that Portia and Shamia have made this show for them. So I also want to get back to Pinky, because I also think that this was one of her best episodes, in my opinion. Here is why. I felt like we really got to see Pinky, aside from the character that she's been trying to show us, right? She's taking all these calls from work, and she just starts breaking down, because she's like, I'm just spending so much money. I'm just spending and spending and spending and spending and spending. And she was like, a lot of people do not know what it's like to run a multi-million-dollar business. And she's just like, I'm paying all these people because they should have the answers. Why am I paying you and you don't know what to do? Mm-hmm. You don't have the answers. Everybody's calling me, and she's just getting overwhelmed. And she just starts breaking down and crying. And Angela comes over and is just like, girl, it's just money. And I'm like, Angela, not right now.
Okay.
Not right now. Because she's breaking down, because she just had to spend $20,000. She don't know for what.
She don't know where it's coming from.
She don't know where it's coming from.
Around,
and she's just like, I just keep
They take your money out of her account.
She's like, I just keep on spending money. I'm so tired. Like, I just keep on spending money. And the reason why I felt like this was one of her best episodes, because I really feel like this was just her being honest and being vulnerable. I don't feel like she was putting on a performance for the cameras. I really feel like this was just her in the moment, because everybody is getting ready to go out and she's on this phone call and she just has a breakdown because it's just too much for her to handle. And she's just like, it's too much. It's too much. And I will say, I also like the vulnerability and her really bringing us into the experience of what it looks like to run a multi-million-dollar business as the first in your bloodline, right? And that's what I really like about her and her husband, because they're the first of their bloodlines to do this. So they're going to make mistakes. They're figuring things out as they go while still managing to be successful. And this is what happens with a lot of people who are working class, a lot of people who are from an immigrant background, a lot of people who are Black American. Oftentimes, when you reach a certain amount of success, you're normally the only one to do that. You normally don't have mentors. You normally do not have a roadmap. You're figuring things out as you go. So you're going to make a lot of mistakes until you finally get it right, because you really have no help. You're just doing it on your own. So I just really appreciated her honest vulnerability and just really showing the audience what it's like to be this Black woman who is the descendant of who's the first generation Jamaican, or second, I think her parents, she's second, who is just, trying to figure out this success and not knowing how to do it, but making mistakes along the way. But like I said before, still managing to be successful. So I don't know. I just really enjoyed her this episode, because I just really felt like we met Pinky this episode. Mm-hmm. I don't know who it was, who we were seeing before. I couldn't quite grasp that. This episode, I felt like this is Pinky. Even when she was talking about Shamia. I hope Shamia doesn't try to shade her at the reunion over that scene, because I feel like she was being honest about what's going on.
Saying what everybody else want to say.
Yeah, and just being very honest about what she's going through, but not dragging her, but just really calling it for what it is. And it's just like she's fighting so much, and she doesn't need to. We got to get to the core of what this is. So I hope that doesn't get misconstrued, because I don't think that she was saying that she was talking about Shamia in any kind of way. I really think that she was trying to be a good friend to her, and was in that moment. But I enjoyed her this episode. Here's the thing. A lot of people are just like, why is Phaedra on the show? Phaedra's on the show because she's hilarious. She's just very funny, guys. She is absolutely hilarious, because when Kelly was talking about how her boyfriend got her new teeth, he gave her $70,000 to get those new teeth, and Phaedra was just like, ooh, what's going on with the lady? If a man give me $70,000, you're supposed to get some Crest White for my teeth. You're supposed to get some Crest White strips and spend the rest of the $69,000 on your bills.
Okay.
Like, that's what you're supposed to do, especially if you're crying every second about how you can't afford to pay stuff. He's giving you $70,000. pay your bills. Phaedra's like, ooh, I don't understand what's going on with you. That's not what you do with the money, honey.
Okay.
And I'm like, you know
And
what,
she's
Phaedra?
right.
I gotta agree with you. I gotta agree with you.
Give me
there.
$100,000 and I'm getting these big choppers.
That's what I'm saying. She's crying every episode about her bills. He gives you $70,000 for your teeth. Is he also taking care of the bills? That just seems so ridiculous. But again, maybe she had there was something going on and she really just needed it, and it wasn't, because the way she's presenting it is that it's like a beautification and not like a health issue.
Well, that sounds like a health issue for $70,000.
I don't.
Or a lie.
I think she got. I think she probably got veneers.
No, veneers. They don't cost $70,000. She
in
got
America,
a
they
new
do.
mouth. No, she don't. I have veneers. It fell out.
Okay. It's something. I think it's I think it's $70,000 if you get your whole mouth done by a professional, Mom.
In Atlanta, no.
Okay, Mom, you don't know. You don't know.
Okay.
You don't know. You're just making up this stuff.
I'm not making up this stuff. It's not no $70,000 to get no. I went to Heavenly and got an evaluation, and it wasn't $70,000.
You weren't getting veneers.
Heavenly is expensive.
You weren't getting veneers.
No, I was getting what the heck was I going to get from her? What is it when they implants? And that wasn't 70.
Yes, but Mom, because it's implants. Veneers are like your real teeth. They're shaving your teeth down, adding on a fake tooth.
Yeah. Had them before it fell out.
I can't.
Like Damon Dash.
I'm going to look it up.
Who do you think you are? Give me a piece of the pie.
How much are veneers? Mom, veneers are from between $250 to $3,500 per tooth.
Okay. What are they? Gold, diamonds? Veneers?
Well, if you're going to a professional, she went to a professional.
They seen you coming. That's a lick.
Okay.
That's a lick.
All right, Mama Star. So after,
and maybe I go to the corner.
Maybe store. You do. So after the ladies go out and do their whole tartan shopping, and they go do some fun Scottish traditional things. They try a Scottish meal, a Scottish treat, haggis, which is lamb brain and what else? Tongue or something like that. Lamb head.
I left the conversation.
Mushed up lamb head. After they do some fun, girls trip, traveler, international stuff, they all decide to go to dinner. So at dinner, everybody's just catching up.
Just said, give me a drink.
Just having a good time. Drew tells Portia about Dennis and about how she was talking to him and he misses her. And he's like, she would never want to be with me. And she was just like, he would be open, but he doesn't think that you are open. And Portia's just like, I'm tired of him in the games. Like, I don't even feel like it. She was just like, he had an opportunity to be with me. He did. He's just talking at this point. He's only talking because I'm with somebody. When I'm not with somebody, he's not talking. But when I'm with somebody, here he goes with all of these stories and doing all that talking. And she was just like, the reason why he's doing all that is because he has a problem of who I'm with. And the ladies were just like, do you think he has a problem because she's a woman and your partner's a woman? And she was like, yeah, I think that's it. Like, that's why he feels the way he feels, but I'm not really entertaining that. So they're talking about Dennis. The conversation of Pilar does come up because all of a sudden Dennis wants to know who's around his kid, right? And Portia's just like, he was never like that before. He's only like that because I'm with a woman. She feels. And so Shamia.
That's
in this situation, Shamia was wrong.
I don't think so.
Portia wasn't talking to her or about her. Portia was asked a question by Drew. She was responding. This conversation had nothing to do with Shamia. Shamia then says, well, I have something to say. Dennis told my husband and I that we can't be around Pilar because of what me and you have going on, Portia. And she was just like, I would never do anything to your child. And I don't like that because, you know, I even though we're going through something, I would want our kids to not be affected by what we're going through. And Portia is just like, why would I have my kid around somebody that don't like me? And here's the thing. We cannot, Black Americans, we cannot act crazy like that is not our culture. If you don't like me,
you don't like my kid.
You don't like my child. I'm not going to have my child in your care because I know that you're probably going to do something to hurt my child, to hurt me. That's how we are. We are all like that, even with family. Mm-hmm. Even with family, if you don't like me, my kid is not going to be around
my
you.
Mother's house.
Exactly, exactly. Like that is Black American culture. Everybody at that table and everybody online trying to act like, you know, what Portia is saying is so crazy. I'm like, come on, y'all. Y'all know that's our culture. We don't do that. You don't like me, you're not going to be able to be around my kid. And Portia's just like, well, we're not in a good place, so I don't want my child to be around you. And Shamia was offended by that. But I'm just like, Shamia, why would you be offended by that when you know that that's our culture? Is Shamia Black American? I think she's Shamia.
Yeah, she's Black.
Yeah, I think, but I'm just saying, you know, not all Black people have the same culture, but that is our culture. So I'm just like, why are you trying to act like you don't know what it is? But I think Shamia found a moment to finally talk to Portia because Portia hasn't said a word to her this entire time they've been together, and she's been yearning to talk to her friend. Shamia misses Portia. Shamia wants to fix the relationship. Portia does not. So she just found a moment to talk to Portia, and Portia in her confessional is just like, she's trying to trigger me because me and you ain't talking. Why you bring up my kid? Like, you're trying to trigger me. And she's just like, I'm not going to let her, but she's trying to trigger me. So Portia's just like, you know, she tells us, she's just like, yeah, I wasn't doing that because me and you were not talking. And Shamia was just like, well, you said last year that I was like your sister. And if, no, because Portia said,
her sister.
Yes, Portia said the only person that I will have around my kid if I'm having something with them is my sister. And then Shamia goes, well, last year you were telling everybody you didn't want to talk about the issues that me and you had going on because I was family to you. I was like a sister. Mm-hmm. So am I your sister or am I not? Here's the thing, Shamia. If you want to make up with this woman, this is not the way to go about it. And that's the thing. Shamia wants to make up with Portia. Portia does not want to make up with Shamia. And if you want to fix this friendship, Shamia, you cannot go in this friendship throwing daggers at the girl. It's just not going to work if you keep on coming at her, but then saying that you want to fix the friendship. So then Shamia, out of nowhere, she gets activated. And after Portia says, well, you know, we're just not in that place right now. So I feel like that hurt her. And then Shamia was just like, well, you said some things about my mom last year. And everybody's like, Shamia, what's going on? They're like, now what is happening? And she's just like, I didn't say anything back to you because I just wanted to protect you, but I'm tired of protecting you. Okay, like what's going like
no, she set it off.
But why? Like, there was just no reason for her to do that.
Well, that was the only way that she would get attention from Portia.
Yeah, but Mom, she's wrong. Okay, even if you're not a fan of Portia, the girl is wrong. Because then Shamia goes, you didn't tell people, you didn't stop when people were saying that my mom bought your mom's daycare, and Portia was like, I didn't tell people to stop. I didn't shut that down because it's true. Like, it actually happens. It actually happened. And Shamia was just like, oh, well, you also didn't tell why our moms really fell apart. You made it seem about the daycare. And Portia was like, that's why they fell out. It was because of the daycare. And then Shamia goes, it wasn't because of that. It was because your mom tried to sleep with my dad.
And everybody.
And even K. Michelle was like, Shamia. The whole table was like, And if K Michelle thinks that you're wrong,
Okay.
girl, you are wrong. Hey, Michelle jumped up. Shamia, no, don't do that, Shamia. And the person throughout this entire dinner that had me in tears was Pinky.
Okay.
Pinky had me in tears. Every time, so Portia and Shamia's going back and forth. And Pinky's like, oh, oh, oh. And I was like, Pinky, come on.
And no,
Pinky was doing too much. I was like, "Damn, Pinky, you don't got it, Pinky." Oh.
No, it was Phaedra for me when you get to that part.
No, Phaedra. Oh. Between Phaedra and Pinky, I said everybody is messy. But another one that got me was Cynthia. Cynthia was like, after Shamia said that about Portia's mom, Cynthia was like this. And she just stayed there, just stuck. And it just got so nasty. And then Portia was just like, oh, we don't want to go there. We don't want to go there because your mother slept with your father's brother, slept with your uncle. And then Shamia was just like, which one? Which one? If my mom slept with my uncle, which one was it? And then Phaedra in her confessional was just like, well, if something isn't true,
okay.
If somebody tells me that my mom slept with my uncle, my first response isn't going to be which one.
It's going to be absolutely
not. That's
one.
not true. That didn't happen. And then Shamia starts breaking down. She starts getting like really upset because now they're going mom for mom, just telling all of their mother's business. And here's what I think has actually happened. I feel like Portia and Shamia's mother, good time girls back in the day. Good time girls. They were the fly girls that was in and out of the clubs, running the streets, getting money from the rich dudes, dating ballers, dating business owners, dating black men with money. They knew how to run them pockets, and that's how they became friends. And this is what happens because Shamia's mom and Portia's mom are equivalent to the girls that go on a trip to Miami and fall out. They the girls that fall out in Miami. That's them because they're good time girls.
Out over a man.
Yeah, they good time girls. They bonded over running men's pockets. That's their friendship. And now I think their friendship probably fell apart when Shamia's mom got super saved, and all of a sudden she ain't know nothing about that life. And Portia's mom still in it, still in it. So I feel like that's probably what happened when Shamia's mom got super saved and was acting like she wasn't running them streets. And Portia's mom was just like, girl, this is who we are. This is what we do. So what are we doing? Then, men's with monies gets involved and they stealing this one from that one and they sleeping with this one with that one. Here's the thing. Back in the day, they did that. Why? Because back in the day, women did not have as many rights as women kind of do today. So your way of coming up was always going to be through a man because there was not much that a woman could do independently of a man back then. So it wasn't like that scandalous. It was a way of life for a woman, right? They're the Atlanta equivalent to Kris Jenner and Faye Resnick back in the day. You know what I mean? Like they were all them ballers and whatever, they was getting them. They was getting them ballers, they was getting them business owners, and that's how their friendship formed. So they got stories. They got stories about running the streets. The problem is their daughters know their business.
They got stories from the strip club.
Okay, Mom. The problem is their daughters know their business, but their daughters know their business from their perspective. And now the daughters have got involved in a conversation that they should not have been involved in because neither one of them really knows the truth. Because your mother's only going to tell you the part that makes her look good.
Right.
So neither one of them should be speaking on what their mothers did or didn't do to each other because neither one of them knows the truth. So now they're fighting this battle for their mothers through each other, and they're both looking foolish because nobody knows what really happened. And unfortunately, for Shamia, not for Portia, because Portia does not want to be friends with her. Portia said, oh, this is dead. She was just like, I haven't said anything, but now me and that girl is done. We ain't never coming back from this. So Shamia ends up leaving, and Kelly and Mr. McDowell ends up leaving with her. And Shamia just starts breaking down, crying. And she's just like, I protected her. I haven't said, what I could say. And I'm like, there's more? There's more? My God, today. So she's just really, really hurt because I think Shamia knows now there's no coming back from this. But here's the thing. Shamia really, really wants to repair her friendship with Portia. The thing about it is Shamia is also really, really hurt that she's the only one that wants to fix the relationship. So when Shamia speaks to Portia, she speaks out of pain. And in that pain, she says things that she probably shouldn't say if she wants to repair a relationship. But she's angry and she just spews out this stuff, and you're spewing it out to somebody that you love because you're angry that you're probably starting to realize that they don't love you the same way that you love them,
and never
or
did.
They don't love you anymore. So it's a heartbreak, and that's why I always try to tell people when women try to make their relationships with their man, a bigger relationship than it is with like their friends or their girlfriends. Like, absolutely not. A friendship breakup, that's another kind of heartbreak. And that's what's happening. Shamia's heart is breaking because she's losing someone who she considered a sister. And it's over now. It's done. I don't know if they can repair this. If they do repair it, it's going to be for TV. And that's not what Shamia wants. Shamia really wants to repair her friendship with her friend. She doesn't want to repair something for TV so that they can work together on the show. That's why she was upset. She was just saying when she wanted to talk to Portia said, oh no, that's for the camera. We're not going to do that. And Shamia's just like, well, no, we have a relationship outside of this. But I don't think she understands that there's a work Portia and there's the Portia They are not the same women. And Portia is not going to mix them and confuse the audience. That's not what's going to happen. So I feel like she saw Portia as one way as a friend of, but now that she has a peach, she's seeing a totally different side of her friend and trying to mend and fix your relationship with Portia, the real Portia that with work Portia, has caused so much confusion. And listen, I feel bad for Shamia because she doesn't want this relationship to be over, but it's done. And what's going to happen now is that Bravo is going to have to choose, because we see in the next episode that in the preview, when they're all celebrating Phaedra, Shamia comes to Phaedra's party late. And what does Portia do? She gets her stuff up and leaves. And I think what's going to happen is that Bravo is now going to have to make a decision. Because I think the OGs are going to stand behind Portia and say they don't want to film with Shamia. And Shamia might not be on the show next season because the show right now is built around Portia. Portia's the Nene of this franchise at this point. So they're not going to lose her. They're not going to lose Phaedra.
They got storylines from Cynthia. Portia with this new relationship.
Yeah, Portia just she's still a fan favorite. She's a Bravo darling. They're not going to get rid of her. Phaedra's going to stand with her. Cynthia's going to stand with her because Shamia has fought just about everybody. The only people that are probably going to stay with Shamia is Pinky and K. Michelle. When it comes to their checks, they're not going to lose money to protect her and keep her on the show. So I think we're going to get a refusal to film with this person, with Shamia. And I think this may be her last season because this friendship is done. This friendship is over. Portia wants nothing to do with her. She responded on her Twitter, I believe. This was her response after watching the episode. She said, wait, just catching up here in the Bahamas. Yo, I can't believe there are actual people talking about my mother and mentioning my daughter in a negative way. Was this really worth it? Shamia took this way too far. You're not innocent while you've got people discussing my mom because of a lie you told on this show. If we're going to discuss it, keep it between us. Now let's discuss you sleeping with your manager who's married to one of your high school friends, as well as a pastor in Decatur who's 100% on your roster, along with many more. Let's go Hashtag Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Okay.
So it's getting dark.
So
now.
they both have tapes on each other,
just like their mothers. They know where the bodies are buried.
Now it's getting ugly. And also, Shamia was always, I'll say it like this, like a little sister. Portia had her here. Like,
you can be honest, the flunky.
Bingo. But I don't know what I can say. You know what I mean? So I don't want to get put off or reprimanded.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
You know. So anyway, now that Shamia has her peak, she want to be on the level.
Mm-hmm.
She want to be on the same level, and she does not like the way that Portia treats her, because Portia has a spirit to look down on people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Portia thinks she's the cutest thing on this side of Broad Street.
On the side of Atlanta.
Okay.
Well, she's always been a fly girl.
And no. Let's go back to
except
her
when
husband.
she was a church girl.
Okay. And so Shamia is trying to be like, we level the level, and Portia saying never that. Mm-hmm. You're always going to be here. Mm-hmm. So this is where the friction is coming in, and so now Shamia feels like, well, I got some friends and I could do this and I could do that. But you're right. I don't think she'll be here next season. I think people will stand with
Portia.
Portia has a storyline, this new relationship, and they want to tap into that.
And she has somebody who wants to film, who will be camera.
And Shamia doesn't have anything. Mm-hmm. She has nothing to talk about. What is she talking about?
Well, she has a very extravagant life.
But she's not focusing in on that. And that doesn't seem to be interesting to the people. It doesn't.
Well, it's just, I think it's because the husband doesn't want to film.
The husband doesn't want to film, but even when he was filming, he was boring.
Okay.
And her daughter, was sick and all of that. It's giving, you need to be home, mamas.
Yeah.
You need to be home. You're trying to have another baby, so that was the storyline, but I don't think you should have a baby.
No, she got to get that man a son.
But right now, her body is stressed.
No, she's not doing it. They're doing it by way of a surrogate.
Yes. Again, her body is stressed. She don't have the capacity for the surrogate, the situation. That's a mental thing. You have to have. And
I think
I have therapy.
I also agree with you there, because she's going through this thing with the whole surrogate and trying to have this son. She wants her friend. She wants her, she wants to talk to her about it. Because I'm just going back to that scene of them in the car where they were going to the dinner and Portia was teaching everybody how to do their Kegels. She kept on trying to interact with Portia, and Portia just would not interact. And I think that's where a lot of that not started, but that's where the corrode just started to really happen with her that day.
Because Portia know how to be rude.
Yeah. Portia, you heard her.
Portia know how to throw
Portia,
shade.
you heard her.
Throw shade if I can.
Get paid.
Blow it up
to your girl like an army grenade.
Hey, she knows how to do that.
Like the escalate. Listen, she with the marmalade.
Who? She know. Portia knows.
Yeah.
How to do that.
Portia, you hurt her feelings really, really bad. Shamia loves you. She misses you. She wants to fix the friendship.
But it seems like.
But Shamia, if you want to fix it with her, you can't insult her and then say you want to be friends.
She went too far in the jar.
You just can't. And bringing up the moms now.
She went too far in the jar.
I don't know, Mia. I do not know. That's all of my
your mom
thoughts.
tried to sleep with my dad. And it probably is true. Because Portia went crazy.
Well, the uncle thing probably might be true because Shamia left and started breaking down. So
said,
now she got to call her mom.
And Phaedra said, well, wait a minute.
Now she got to call her mom, that prayer warrior, and say that you tried to sleep with my uncle. That's why y'all need to stay out of your mom's business. Mm-hmm. You don't need to know everything.
Let me tell you one thing. One thing about it, two things for sure. When you sit around and listen to your mother with a glass of little something, mm-hmm. and they start to talking, because Shamia, and if her mother is talking to her other girlfriend, mm-hmm. good girlfriend, and you around or whatever, you hear all the tea.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have some tea on a lot of things coming up, but I came up in a time where you
case in point,
was seen and not heard.
Let me tell you something. I know some of my mom tea. I don't know all my mom tea, but I know my mom and my aunts used to run the streets, right? So I only get like the real tea when they're hanging together and they're just like talking and laughing and reminiscing about the good times. I stay silent because that's what I'm gonna get all the tea. I would get the tea about them fighting in bars on Logan Avenue, and I would just get it all. And I just sit there and listen because I'm like, oh my God, it'd be good too. But it's just like you're never gonna know all your mama tea. The little bit that you get, enjoy it, take it in, but you're never gonna get all your mama tea. Yeah, auntie got her tea, but you don't have her tea, and that is okay. You will never know the full story.
When, we was going out of town. Where was we going? We was going to oh God, where did we go to? Virginia, and my dude was having a little problem, so I threw my luggage.
Oh yeah,
out the window.
I remember Kara was telling that story. I said, "What?"
I said, "Y'all get up. I'm gonna throw my bag out the window." And they got my bag in the driveway. And then I said, I'll be right back. I'm running to the store. And when I got back, it was Sunday. When I left.
See, that's what they used to do. They used to tear them Philly streets up. But again, I still don't know everything. But I'm going to stand 10 toes behind my mama. But I'm not going to like.
Well, you ain't got to worry about hearing that I was sleeping with none of her people. Now that's what you don't have to worry about. I know,
Mama. But I'm just saying, I just feel like
she never liked none of my people.
I just feel like they both are taking up for their mom because they have heard sides of the story. You guys, Portia and Jimmy, you guys have never heard the truth. Mm-hmm. You've heard the story that makes your mother look good.
Right.
You haven't heard the truth. So, and I think they tried to stay out of it for as long as they could. Now, as they've gotten older, it's deteriorated the relationship. And I just feel really bad for all of them because it's like, for the both of them, because it's just like a friendship that you guys had since you were 9 fell apart in your 40s. That's going to hurt the both of them. There's Portia acting all tough right now. She's breaking down crying about losing that friendship. And Shamia is just, a bit more not as tough. Her exterior is not as tough. So we're seeing it and she's looking like the weaker friend. But I think they both are really heartbroken about this friendship breaking up. And it's unfortunate. Those are my thoughts. Mama Star, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts
Final thoughts.
It's sad. It really, really is sad because you see this woman on national TV begging to be back friends with this woman and this woman rejecting her.
But can I just say something real quick? Mm-hmm. I think that the way Portia treats Shamia is the way Portia's mother treated Shamia's mom.
Yeah.
I think they have the same friendship dynamic. And I think when Shamia got on the show, she wanted to change the dynamic. And I think that's where the issue started because Portia was saying, who are you? Like, this is not who you are.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like you're trying to act like
you're not this
you're
person.
that
I
girl.
don't know this person. Right.
Yep.
You're right.
Continue your thoughts. Sorry for cutting you off.
It's really sad to see because, this show is a national show where her kids will grow up and see this. Yeah. Portia, a daughter, will grow up and see this. Mm-hmm.
And their daughters were growing up together.
Yeah, and poor Pilar just started smiling and stuff. For a long time, she was very sad. I mean, I just have a baby smile. I got today. And, it's one of those things that's being played out, before the public where you're saying nasty things that if you wasn't on no TV show, you could probably come back. You know what I mean? Bounce back from it at some point. But because you're saying it in front of this big audience of people, or you done said some things that done cut me, we can't repair this.
Yeah.
And that's what Shamia is dealing with because maybe she went too far in the jar. Mm-hmm. And Portia's just so mean to Shamia that she won't budge.
Yeah.
But Portia needs to give grace. Portia needs to give grace because we gave grace when that man was mistreating her first husband.
Here's the thing for me personally.
Yeah.
I can't. The friendship for me is done when you do two things.
Okay.
Put your hands on me.
Mm-hmm.
We can't come back from that.
You can't repair it.
Talk about my mom and my sisters.
Okay.
We're done. Like I can't come back from that. So I understand giving grace, but there are just some lines that you cannot cross, and if you cross those lines, the friendship should, for me, would be done.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, it looked like it's done.
Yeah, it's done.
Because she done said something about Portia's mother.
Yeah.
And Portia, and these things are true.
Your mom tried to sleep with my dad.
It seemed like all this stuff is true. Because Portia said, what? Because these are things that you done heard. Mm-hmm. But you might not have heard it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was looking at me and I was saying, and this and that and that and this. Mm-hmm. But the real story is coming out. You know what I mean? And Portia saying, oh no, now you done crossed the line of no return. So that's done.
Yeah.
That's done. So she needs to go ahead on and sleep with Dennis.
Okay. All right.
He'll do it.
No,
Shamia just needs to go ahead on with that bombshell body and go ahead on and sleep with Dennis because she done fractured the relationship to the point of no return.
Well, listen, apparently she's sleeping with a pastor and her manager. So
and also
that Shamia got a roster. Mary Shamia
and
got
so
a roster.
Does Portia.
I don't think Portia denies that.
Okay.
Portia got a roster.
Because Portia went over that girl house. That girl invited her over and she left out with the woman husband.
Portia got a roster. But this is another thing I think that a lot of people are not understanding. They're all good time girls. That's how they get these rich men. We're watching Good Time Girls. That's all it is. They are all good time girls. That's how they got them rich dudes. We just can't call it what it is.
I need to read their book.
Child. Niche says, finally, I missed you, girl. I hope you're surviving the heat. Oh, I'm not leaving my house in this heat wave. Mama Star keeps on turning off the air, but I'm going to turn it back on.
I feel like falling in love.
Hey, Kaylee. Kaylee said, hey, Star family, I came running for the Real Housewives of Atlanta tea and commentary. Thank you so much for being here. Hey, E for Empathy. E for Empathy said, hey, Nikki. Hey, Star fam. Happy Tuesday. We're back.
Yes, we
are. Hey, Love Like You Are. Love Like You Are said, hi. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Hey, Ella Nostrachana. What's up? Said, Nikki, I've missed the Real Housewives of Atlanta reviews so much, but I'm also going to miss the Love Island reviews. It's a fun time. Well, here's the thing. Love Island is not done because a lot of people do not realize when the show is over, a new show begins. And it is all of the mess and drama that we get leading up to the reunion. And then after the reunion, we get all the mess and drama leading up to the next season. So we're going to be talking about Love Island for the remainder of the year. Excuse me. So we're going to be talking about them for a very long time. I actually have 2 lives scheduled to talk about Love Island this week.
Yes, let's get busy, y'all.
We are not done. Also, I really enjoy talking about the show after I've watched it. And so I was thinking about moving my Real Housewives of Atlanta reviews to Sunday night after the episode. Let me know in the comments how you guys feel about that, because I'm also starting to review some other shows. And I'm just like, I kind of like talking about the show as soon as it's done. So let me know what you guys think about that. And if you guys are okay, we'll move it to Sunday. Hey, K. Charles. K. Charles said, hey, Nikki, glad we are released from Love Island. Are we? Love Like You Are said, woo, it's getting nasty between Shamia and Portia. No coming back from that. Oh, yeah, I think they're done. You can't. Hey, Spency, thank you so much for being here. Spency said Shamia is messy boots. Shamia's hurt. But Shamia also doesn't realize you can be hurt, but you also have to realize your words, there are going to be consequences to the things that you say. And I think Shamia says these things. It's just like, well, I was upset. That's why I said it. And it's just like, yeah, but you said something that hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You brought up that girl's mother. Yeah. Yeah. It's not going to work. K. Charles says Shamia reached her breaking point. She had nothing to lose, I fear. And she lost Portia, and I think she lost this check. She don't need it, but I think she really wants it. Kaylee said, Real Housewives of Atlanta has gotten dark again, child, unfortunately. And it was so bright for a minute. Lord. Dr. Enmani said, hey, Nikki and Star family, will miss the Love Island reviews, but also looking forward to this Real Housewives of Atlanta review. Thank you so much. Love Like You Are says, I like Pinky too now. She grew on me as reality star. Same. Hey, JL, thank you for being here. JL said, hello, Nikki. Hello, Star fam. Hello.
Love them and leave them. That was just on my mind.
I don't know what's going on with Mama Star today. Niche said, my opinion is Portia in the gay storyline is an insult to the gay community because we watch what she has done in seasons past with Candy and using gay slurs. I think she is trashy. I want to like her. Listen, her finally being out, happy for her, right? Happy that she can live her truth. She also needs to atone for how she treated the gay community when she was closeted. Like, she got to atone for that. But, I'm not of that community. So however they receive her is how they receive her. Kaylee said Pinky is one of the better additions to the show in a minute. Yeah, I really enjoy her now. I really, really do. Kaylee also said, I knew you was going to say Angela. Child, the storyline with the phone call was like, huh? It was such a downgrade for her because she was doing so well. And it was like, Angela, you lied. And then to be like, oh, I didn't say that she had slept with him. That was just something that I thought that had happened. Girl, what? You were doing so well. You didn't need to go there. K. Charles said, yes, I agree. Nikki Angela is good with the comebacks. Her funny face is doing drama. Leave the bone carrying to the joggers. Yes, because between Phaedra and Shamia's lies, I hated the performance. Me too. I still quote that scene with her and K. Michelle because I know you're plotting on me. Angela's like, plotting? Who's plotting? That scene was hilarious. That's where she is her best, reacting and being the voice of reason and the voice of the audience. Bone carrying is not her thing at all. Hey, NC said, I feel Angela's letting the so-called fan favorite label she's been given to get to her head. It's getting to a point where it seems like she thinks she can say and do anything and not be held accountable. Here's the thing. I don't think she knows that she's a fan favorite yet while filming this show. I think she was trying to have a moment, a manufactured moment, and it didn't work because that is where she loses the audience, where she manufactures moments. Like that whole thing where she was trying to say that Phaedra was trying to take out her and Charles last season. It was so manufactured, it did not work. She has to stop manufacturing moments, and she just needs to work on her reacting and her comebacks. That's her best thing. That's her best attribute. But again, Angela does take notes and she applies them. So we might not be here next season, hopefully. Love Like You Are said the Real Housewives of Potomac ladies were spotted in London for filming, so they are starting the season right. Good. Hey, Delicia, how are you? Kaylee also said, I think it's because they are so close. It's also why they can't make up. The hurt is deep while Kelly is for show. Yep. That's exactly what it is. Give me shelter says, sorry, I'm late. Hi, NikkiStar, Mama Star fam. You're right on time. Thank you for being here. Goddess, how are you? Missed you. Goddess said, Mama Star reminds me of my mama. Just love her.
Oh, I love you more, my love.
Y'all just spoil Mama Star. I love it. See, Golden said, Shamia should not want to be friends with Portia. You know what? I get that, but she loves her. And that's the thing. Like, friendships are it's not an easy breakup. It's not an easy breakup. because these people become your family.
Mm.
And Shamia's heartbroken. I think Portia feels the same way. She's just acting a bit tougher. But Shamia is really hurt that her best friend is not interacting with her. And she's responding in a way because she wants everybody to fix it. That's why she tells the girls all of her problems. That's why Kelly had beef with Portia, because Shamia tells everybody her issues with Portia because she wants them to fix it. And this season, the ladies are just like, no, we're not getting involved. We're not doing it. So Shamia is forced to fix it on her own, and she doesn't want to do that. She wants Portia to come to her because she's always coming to Portia. And so now that her relationship is being filmed, she doesn't want to look like a fool. So she wants Portia to come and fix it. But Portia's just like, that's not the relationship we have. And I'm not doing it. So she is dealing with the fact that she either has to be this lady's flunky on camera or end the friendship. And I think she is realizing she's going to have to end the friendship. And that's what's happening with her. She's pre-mourning the loss of a friend. Hey, Unique. Go ahead, Mama.
You know what? I think that Shamia just needs to leave it alone and let it go.
She can't. She loves her too much.
But it'll come around like after the show and this and that and that and this. You know, a couple years down the line, it'll resurface again. Mm-hmm. It'll come back around. Because there'll be a moment where maybe Portia needs to talk to her and she would understand, you know. But right now they're in the thick of it, and you know, Portia, you know, is sitting on cloud 9 and this and that and that and this. She got her new, you know, rich girlfriend, or you know, however you put it, her new rich relationship. I'll say that. And you know, Portia can act stank.
Yeah.
Oh, Portia can. She put the S on stank when she doing her thing. Because this was the same Portia when she got with the girl husband. So, you know, it's funny for how when that all broke up, her and Shamia was there for her when she broke up.
Listen, Shamia got the connection to the rich man.
Okay. I'm looking for her to hook me
up. She got connections to these rich dudes. My God, today.
I don't only need him to fix, you know, pay for my teeth. I need him to pay for my my tummy tuck.
Okay, Mom. Moving on. Wait. I'm sorry, Unique. Unique said when the mamas came into play, Portia and Shamia's friendship was done, and at the point where Shamia said that she said at that dinner it was completely over. Yeah. After that, I was just like, yeah, they can't come back from this. Yeah. It's over. God has said, right, they were competitors and not friends, and wanting their daughters around when you think Portia and her mama are scandalous is wild. It's like you guys weren't talking. Like, you know, we don't do that. We as a community do not do that. We got a super chat. Busola, thank you so much for the super chat. Busola said, hey, Nikki and Mama Star, loving the reviews. Will you be reviewing any of 90 Day Fiance shows? Yes. I don't know if it's going to be starting this week. If I do, it'll probably be Friday. But as of right now, I'm still catching up. But yes, we're going to start reviewing 90 Day Fiance.
And are we doing any Love After Lockup?
Yes, 90 Day Fiance, Love After Lockup, Big Brother, The Ultimatum just started, Married at First Sight. Guys, we got a lot of shows to talk about. So yes, which is why I may move some of my reviews to right after the episode airs, just to like free up the other days, because we're going to be doing so many shows. K. Charles said, thank you again for the super chat, Busola. K. Charles said, I agree with Mama Star. Portia wants Shamia to be her minion or lapdog. That's why she didn't want Shamia to join. But I agree with Portia. She's allowed to not want Shamia on something that's her thing. And I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Unique said Portia told her that if she has to come on this show, that it was going to ruin their friendship, and she was absolutely correct. Yes. She absolutely did warn her, but here's the thing. Sometimes that spotlight is really addictive, and Shamia did not want to be in the back. She wanted to have the spotlight, but she also has to realize that Portia warned her that their friendship was going to be done. because Portia was letting her know the Portia that you know is not the Portia that you're going to meet on this show. This is me at my job.
Right.
So if you want to just know the friendship is going to be in danger, and what is more important to you.
Okay. Well, I can agree if that was Portia's stance.
She let her know. She let her know.
You know, listen, I'm at work. I'm trying to make this paper for me and my child. You know what I mean? I'm on, I don't know if this man really got money or not. I'm trying to hold on to the money that I had before I married him. Like, girl, I'm back at work. I'm back outside. So I don't need you on here with all that.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe Portia said, listen, I want to do this. And I feel like Portia probably was trying to get her off because she wanted to be able to do her thing. She want to be all she can be.
Give you justice that I thought Andy corroborated Candy's story, but I could be wrong. I'm hearing different stories. No, when she was doing her solo interview with him, she told him, she said, Andy, now haven't I been asking for Shamia to join the show for years? And he said, yes, she has. No, I'm sorry, it wasn't the one-on-one interview. It was the reunion, because he looked at Shamia. He said, yeah, she has. She's been trying. She's been asking for a very long time. She's always, the short list she's always given, you have always been on it. And Shamia just didn't want to hear it. But Andy did confirm that she has always wanted Shamia on the show.
But like I said, I still have a problem with Andy because, you know, now I'm finding out the real story. She's been asking you what's been the problem.
Shamia's husband didn't want to film. She wasn't available until now.
Oh, okay.
But K. Charles said, I believe Andy would lie. Portia is Andy's fave. No, that's Phaedra. I think Portia wanted Shamia to come on, but on a condition of being her ally.
Yeah.
She didn't want Shamia to have her shine and show how blessed her life is.
Because we learned a lot about Shamia in her coming on the show.
I will say, Portia, you did not seem like you were very happy for her first season.
Okay.
But I will also say this. Portia did admit that she was going through a lot. So she's like, she admitted at the reunion, she was just like, I was a terrible friend because I was going through. And I'm just like, well, at least you're honest.
Yeah.
Goddess said, I think both is true. I think she did ask Andy at one point, but also in the moment when she wanted Real Housewives of Atlanta to be her thing, she told Shamia to fall back. Shamia also went on Dish Nation after Portia too. It's kind of giving single white female at sometimes. So here's the thing. I understand both sides. I really, really can see both sides. I don't know how they're going to move on without one of them being removed. And I think the person that's going to be removed is Shamia.
And Shamia needs to go. Really, she needs to go.
Why?
She needs to go because she got bigger fish to fry at home. You know what I mean? Like, she has a sick daughter. Like, you don't need to be gallivanting on no daggone show. And you have a child that needs a special needs child that needs attention.
Well, she has a husband and she has help.
You can say whatever you want to be.
Well,
her child. She needs to be home bonding with her child.
No, but Mom,
let me tell you one
thing.
See
that she has help and she has support. I don't think
Cardi B has help and she be at home, but you see Cardi B with them kids.
Well, we're not going to see Shamia with her children 24/7 because the show is about the women. I disagree, Mom. I'm sorry.
I'm talking about off of the show. Listen, I don't disagree, and you shouldn't disagree with me. I am a mom, right?
Okay.
And I, have felt guilty sometimes when I wasn't there, and my kids. But they wasn't special needs, so they say. They all be like, I got a check for all of them. But
we can get a check for you.
Period. Let's do it. But you need to be with your kids. You have a special needs child. You don't need no nanny. You don't need you need to be bonding, helping that child. Develop.
I disagree. I think if you have help, use your help. And also, sometimes Mama needs a break.
Mama is getting her body done. Mama is on the show. Mama is in Scotland. Mama is always going. Mama needs to stay home.
Mama's at work.
Somebody else,
girl,
be in the bed.
Well, anyway,
with us.
K. Charles said, calling Shamia a monster was a bit much, though, but I do believe that Shamia is crashing out. She's on Portia's show, and now she's on the outs, and it isn't the fan favorite. It's very hard dynamic. I do agree. Mm-hmm. I think the issues that are going on in her personal life is also manifesting here as well. And she just, when she was breaking down the car, she was just like, I'm tired.
Yes.
I'm just so tired.
So go home. Go home. This is extra added pressure, extra added stress that you can eliminate. But you're trying to.
She wants to be on the show.
Yes.
Why can't she be on the show?
It's not that you can't be on the show, but you have priorities, and you need to prioritize different things in your life. And being on a show, fighting with women, and all that, bringing extra stress to your life is not a priority to me. Mm-hmm. I just wouldn't find it as a priority. And again, with having a special needs child and you're trying to have another one.
Okay. You think she has a lot going on.
At some point, you have to really pick a lane and stay in it. Like, you can't buy everything. You cannot purchase everything.
I think she found a way to have it all.
But you cannot purchase everything because some things money can't buy. Now, money is good to have. My God, today, give me a couple of dollars. But money is not everything. You need to bring something else to the relationship. You need to bond with your children at certain points in the life of the child where things matter. And she needs to be home instead of running behind this friend that don't want to be no friend no more.
Well, what about the husband? You think the same of him? That he needs to be home with the kid?
Well, I thought you told me he was home.
No, he works. He provides that lifestyle.
Yeah, because he got to do something because the feds is looking at him. They told me.
Okay. Anyway, Mom, K. Charles said, "Call." Oh, I got that one. Give me shelter. Set. I see it differently. It has been Angela and Drew, which I suspect was encouraged by Portia, that kept making it about Portia and Shamia. All I saw was Shamia being pestered in every scene with them. But we also have to go off of everybody. Even her friends are saying that she's biting at everybody. So there's obviously something going on that's affecting her. Kaylee said also, Portia saying Shamia got dark in her eyes like Simon was a little bit much for me. But here's the thing. There was also hope, Kaylee, because she said until she deals with that, I can't be around her. So I was like, oh, there's hope. There's hope.
Well, she said till she deal with what?
She feels like Portia is dealing with a demon. Portia was about, Shamia is dealing with a demon. Portia was about to start preaching. So she feels like
Portia can't preach to me. No.
She feels like until Shamia is delivered from that demon, she can't be around her.
So you feel like there will be
glory after this. I think so. Okay. God has said, but I think it's going to take some. I think it's going to take a while. I think it's going to maybe take her being off the show, and yes. I don't know. It's going to take a while. God has said, I do agree they are jealous of each other for different things, but the Real Housewives of Atlanta is Portia's world. She knew the ice out would hurt Shamia and make her crash out. Portia didn't even crash out at the table. Chess. Listen, she was just like, I'm working on myself. I'm working on my anger management. I will say, I was actually shocked by her response when Portia said those things about her mom. When Shamia said those things about her mom, I was like Pinky, waiting to see what her response was. She was real chill. And I was like, oh.
Because Portia will fight and throw the plate.
That's what she's known for. Hey, Christia. Christia says Shamia is still holding in how she felt about what went down in season 9. Yep. If they don't address the situation, they will never move on. That's what I think is happening. I think a lot of stuff is festering for her, and it's just boiling over now.
Okay. What happened in season
9? This was the stuff with her and Candy and all of that mess.
Yeah.
Kaylee said, because I still want to know who's coming after K. Michelle. And that's another thing. The story was dropped, and now K. Michelle is not following Shamia after the reunion. What is going on? What is going on? Spency said, I'm sorry. Pinky is so annoying. Pinky is annoying. She's growing on me. I actually like watching her. Unique said the timing was bad, and Shamia talking to Angela, Drew, and Kelly about the issue she had with Portia and them running it back to Portia when she was unaware of the issues was an issue. Yep. Gibby Shelton said Portia is dangerous. She's constantly saying harmful things about women she's in conflict with, and she's very lazy with it. Is either cheating with the pastor or a person is a criminal.
Yes, because she always says something.
I'm gonna have to give her the portion this episode. You don't say that stuff about my mama, and I'm not going for blood. Kaylee said, I wish Shamia could lean into herself more. You're not the first housewife to be isolated. Nene, Kenya, etc. have been able to stand against some conflict, but Shamia cries or runs away. I think that's just her personality. I'm not sure if she's a baby sister, but she does give me baby sister.
And this is what I want to say too. Because this is about the 5th time I've heard this. And I just have a little problem with this. I mean, all the pastors in Atlanta is committing adultery.
And they all sleeping with the cast of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Oh my God. What is going on?
Every time a fight starts brewing,
they talk about you sleeping with a pastor.
You slept with the
pastor and the cater.
Okay.
Ciao. Give me something said, but honestly, what does Portia have that Shamia wants or doesn't have? There are so many instances, including with her sister Lauren, where Portia is jealous of people around her. It's the show. That's what it is. Like at this point, Portia is the star of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And to a lot of these women, it's a really, really big deal. And they all want to get on it. Like, hello, look at BravoCon. Like this means something to a lot of women. And right now, I think if you were going to be jealous of anything with her, it will be the show and that she's the star. And Portia knows that. That's why next episode, when Shamia shows up, she's going to leave because she knows she can pull that. This is going to get nastier. Oh my God. Kaylee said Shamia had a good first opening episode last season. It really seemed like she was going to be the anchor of the show. It did. And she really lost all that momentum due to her friendship with Portia. Yeah. I think she was going to eat that season up, but I think this friendship is just
and Portia was a little jealous too.
Yeah.
When she was getting all that momentum.
Mm-hmm. Because that wasn't who she was. And like now she's on her level. And that just wasn't the friendship.
Right.
Hey, Tools for Life, how are you? Thank you for being here. Always Priceless said, I know Phaedra was mad. $70K and I'm representing. Oh, I didn't think about that. Phaedra is representing Kelly for free, pro bono.
Well, she agreed to that.
Always Priceless said, I know Phaedra was mad. $70K and I'm representing you for free. I did not know. I forgot about that.
Well, Bobby Brown said that every time that Phaedra represented him, and every time she showed up, he went to jail.
Christy said Kelly's man is in Neverland. I don't think he's real. Remember, we heard him, Darius. We heard him over the phone. Always said now they might garnish Kelly's bank account. She needs to have her priorities in line. Mm-hmm. I will say I have to agree with you because I'm just like, Kelly, you're crying every day about your bills and stuff closing down, and you're spending $70,000 on your teeth. What? Spencer said Kelly is so odd. I can't imagine why she wouldn't use that. Like, it just didn't make any sense to me. Kaylee also said, what happened to the financial advisor? I know they're garnishing wages. It's just a mess. It's just a mess. Oh, Always Prices said veneers are 10 to 15K max. So what did she get for $70,000?
Lying. Lies. Lie.
Oh,
she ain't spending no 70 unless she has some kind of gum disease or some kind of something, some kind of health issue as well.
But it looked like it was cosmetic.
Well, cosmetic, you don't pay no $100,000 for the teeth. They brush their own self. They got to brush their own self. And get a little diamond lace or something. Mom. You gotta be kidding me. I mean, Kelly, come on. Come on, Kelly.
Kaylee said, not Dr. Heavenly. How she act in person.
And that set she had from McDowell.
Kaylee wanted to know how did Dr. Heavily act in person.
The same way you see her right there. Dr. Heavenly don't have no filters.
She doesn't. She does not.
And if you got any sense and you don't want it on the show, don't go there with no teeth problem because she will tell everybody your business.
Oh, Lord.
Dr. Heavenly is the same way.
Always Prices said Kelly was promoting the dental office. I think that may have been debunked that someone paid for them. Her ad is at the ATL airport. What is going on? Oh Lord. K Charles.
Where is she going with the dentist?
K Charles said it's not adding up. Your child don't have a car. You don't have a home. Your business is failing.
And you got $70,000 for some
It just came out of the news.
Listen.
Her bank account is big C's for unpaid debt, but you spending $70K on tea.
Now.
Oh, it's not making sense, yeah. Kelly. Now, I'm sorry. I'm talking to the Star family.
Now, I was born,
and this ain't making sense, girl.
I was born at night, but not last night.
This is not making sense. Because K-Shaw said you're about to get put out. Why are you spending $70,000 on tea?
Okay.
And that's why Phaedra was just like, ooh.
Right.
Pay your bills. That's the one thing about Phaedra. She gonna take care of her bills. Phaedra's gonna make sure she is well taken care of. Two is for life said Pinky cracked me up singing Delulu to Drew. She really has turned into quite the comedic relief. Yes. She's funny. She can laugh at herself because Drew was like, I don't know what key that was. It was thumb, but I don't know the key. Kaylee said Drew is so messy.
Is funny in real life.
She is. I think she just had to find her footing.
Yeah. NikkiNicoleStar took me to an event
with her.
Yeah, and she was the keynote. She was the keynote speaker, and she flexed with everybody. Mm-hmm. She told me to send her my book, but then she started having all these issues, money and all of that. I said, listen.
Woo! Kaylee said Drew's so messy. Now she bone collecting because she started the convo at breakfast too about them making up without Shamia. Drew, I feel like that was prompted. Just the way it came out of nowhere, I said she was prompted by a producer. It just didn't make any sense.
What?
When Drew was asking Portia about Dennis. Because I also was just like, Drew, Portia don't like talk about that man.
Yeah, not that, and with you.
Child, but that
I thought
made
that
up.
She was trying to say that, just to get it off of her, like me and him. Because she said, we're working on some music. And I felt
I think that Dennis was trying to be slick, talking to Drew about Portia, trying to get the message back. Mm-hmm. She don't want me, so that's why we're not together and all that stuff. They tried to be slick with that message. Portia was just like, I'm happy, and I'm not featuring that man no more.
No, my girl got money.
Real money.
More money
than you.
Yeah.
Kaylee said Drew's so messy now. Oh, we got that one. I wanted to get this one from Unique. Unique said Dennis can't compete with a woman. That's why he feels some type of way about Sway. That's my thing. I'm just like, Portia's been with countless men.
Yeah.
After you have no problem. Now that she was Sway, all of a sudden you're coming around, and now you're worried about who's around your child. Okay.
Well, I'm not gonna get into it, but yeah, he can be that way. He's a father.
No, but if you weren't like that with the men that she had all up and through that place, you're not going to be like that with Sway.
Yeah, I did have a problem with when I seen Simon carrying her. I said, "Now wait 1 minute." And I don't do that. So
you was okay with that?
Oh no, I was not.
No, I'm talking about Dennis.
I said, "Oh no, I don't deal with that." And y'all know him.
Now that Portia is dating a stud that could beat you up. Now all of a sudden you feel some sort of way. Two is for Life says Shamia was dead wrong. She was ready to set it off. I think she just reached her breaking point. And I'm telling you guys, it was that car ride where Portia would not interact with her.
And sometimes you just reach your breaking point.
Yeah, she reached her breaking point.
And you just start knocking over tables.
Yeah, she had a little temper tantrum.
Yeah.
Kaylee said Shamia was wrong. Also, how you mad her kid can't come over, but you didn't want to invite her to your house for for his birthday. Like, why? How is she to assume that if she's not welcome in your home, her child is welcome in yours?
No, because they've had a relationship like that. Her and Portia has had a relationship like that until they got on TV.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, they've had a tumultuous relationship where they stop speaking, and then Shamia goes back and make up with Portia.
And that's why they're not making up, because Shamia is not doing it.
Because Shamia is on the show too now.
Okay. Always practice said the mother's 101. You know you don't send your kid. That's mother 101.
Yeah.
Yep. You know you don't send your kid you know you don't send your kids anywhere that you as a parent are not welcome. Period. K. Charles said, now I agree with Cynthia, because Shamia, you know, talking about Portia's child and mom was going to make her snap, and she was mad it didn't. Shamia is purposely being obtuse for a reaction. Yep. Kaylee said, I'm sorry, I agree with Portia. See, now this is the thing, because Shamia, she was not talking to you. You did not need to get involved in that conversation, but you wanted to talk to Portia.
She pushed and shoved until she got in there.
Yep.
And she had to say something like that to get Portia to talk to her.
Yeah, she talked.
And Portia did talk.
Unique said, exactly. You're not going to be around my nieces and nephews or my fur baby if you don't like me, period. Yep. To Us for Life said, no mother will ever send their child somewhere where they aren't welcome or respected. Shamia, get a clue. Shamia knew that. She just needed a reason to talk to Portia. That's all that is. Kaylee said, and I don't even have kids. Why should Shamia act like she don't understand? She knows. She just wanted, here it is, always priceless. The silence is killing Shamia. That's what it is. She wants to talk to Portia. And then you're at, not only are you not talking to your best friend, who you guys consider each other sisters, you're not talking to your best friend, and you're at her job where she's basically like the star employee. So it's just awkward for you. C. Golden said, I can understand Shamia being hurt by the thought that she would hurt Pilar. That being said, I know kids take cues from their parents, so I don't want to be around anyone whose parent I don't rock with. Yep. Priscilla said, and furthermore, Shamia didn't invite Portia to her husband's birthday party. Fake outrage. Yes, I believe it was fake outrage. I think she just needed a reason to talk to Portia. Joe said, yeah, I'm on Portia's side. Kids get hurt by people who actually like their parents, so there is no way I let my kids around someone who wasn't feeling me. I can't risk putting my kid in harm's way. Yep.
Yeah, my sister used to do that to not letting her daughter come over my house when me and her was going through something. And that used to hurt me until I got to the point where I said, no problem. I'm getting sick of this.
If she's on here, you're getting a phone call.
I don't care.
To Us for Life says Shamia was acting like a baby. She was looking for anything to get Portia's attention.
Yeah.
She was. She missed her friend and she was having a temper tantrum, guys. She was having a temper tantrum. Hey, Art World, thank you for being here. Hey, Shed Pearl. Shed Pearl said Shamia and Portia had a one-on-one last year, and Portia was being dismissive then. I distinctly remember Portia just saying that she didn't want to have the conversation on camera. And Shamia wanted to have the conversation on camera because Shamia was just like, if we don't have this conversation, you're not going to talk to me.
Exactly. That's what she knew. So she forced the conversation.
Christy said, honest question, what did Shamia do to Portia? To be honest with you, I really do not. Oh, you know what it was? Shamia and Portia started having issues when Shamia started telling the ladies of the group that she had an issue with Portia. Portia didn't know. Portia didn't know until she sat down with Angela. Angela called her over. Angela told her everything that Shamia said about Portia to her. And do you remember that scene when they were at Angela's house and they were by her pool?
Yeah.
And Portia broke down. And that's when I knew. The way Portia broke down, I said, oh, that friendship is in danger. Because that was not her faking anything. That was her real emotions, because she didn't know. She said, well, that's my best friend. Why would she tell me? And why would she tell you? And then I forget what Angela said, but Angela said something to her, and Portia knew that Angela was telling the truth because she only told that to Shamia. And she just broke down. That's where it was at. But Shamia had been saying that her and Portia had an issue, but Portia didn't want to talk about it. And when they finally sat down, Portia was just like, I didn't want to talk about it on camera. And Shania was just like, well, if I didn't talk to you about it on camera, you weren't going to talk to me. And Portia was just like, I am going through a lot right now.
Right.
So I didn't want to discuss that or deal with that. I think it was just
she was going through a lot with the
divorce.
Simon, with the divorce, and she didn't know she had to get out, and
yeah,
she didn't know.
I just think it was honestly, this friendship could have been salvaged. They just communicated with each other very poorly. If they communicated differently, we would have a much different season. Give Me Shelter said, didn't Portia say something about Shamia and poison? It's the type of harmful stuff Portia is known to accuse people of on TV. Maybe that's why Shamia tried to call Portia's response ridiculous. I don't remember anything about poison. If y'all do, let us know in the chat. K. Charles said the biggest takeaway from this is who is Portia's agent, manager, director, because old Portia would have kicked Shamia like she did Cynthia. Yep. We were all waiting for her to jump over that table.
Well, Portia said that she was in anger management.
We were all waiting for her to jump over that table, child.
I think she has a court order to go to anger management.
Oh, Lord. Hey, Makeup Addict. Makeup Addict says Shamia doesn't have fans. Portia just has haters. I seen photos of Mama Diana back then, and ain't no way she was messing with some truck driver who has his family pissing in gas. Oh my gosh. Makeup Addict, Lord. NC said, I was equally disgusted as I was on the edge of my seat, foaming at the mouth, wanting to know more. It was so messy. And I'm like, why are y'all doing this? K. Charles said the whole table went mute, even K. Michelle. Okay. The fact that we keep on saying even K. Michelle was outraged. Angela's face killed me during this too, with the sigh and the shot. Yes. But Pinky, I said, Pinky, calm down.
Pinky, shut up.
Tools for Life said I was gagged when Shamia dropped that bomb. My God, today. And when Shamia dropped that, I said, well, you guys are done. Kaylee said, Shamia said if she can't fix it, she's going to keep poking at her just to get a reaction. She doesn't like being ignored. Absolutely. Unique said, you can't force someone to talk to you or be your friend again just because you're ready. Be cool and give that person some time. True. I agree with that. And if she would have just waited, I think she would have got the closure or the healing that she needed. Kaylee said, I said, bloop. Shamia came swinging, then left crying because I think she realized she went too far. I think she realized because K. Michelle said, oh, Shamia. Everybody clenched their pearls. And I'm like, and I honestly have to say this, if Kelly wasn't living with Shamia, I don't think she would have left with her. But Kelly, she don't got nowhere to take on her kids. So she can't get mad at her landlord. What? Kelly moved in with Shamia.
No, she did not.
Yes, she did. She lived with Shamia. That's why everybody's just like, you spending $70,000 on teeth and you living in somebody else's place because you can't afford it.
Wait a minute. She don't live in that place no more.
No, Mama, she can't afford it. Yep. I think Shamia realized this can't be fixed. I think that's why she's crying. She went too far and nobody's going to be on her side. And that's another thing. Nobody's on her side, but it's just like, it's going to take a lot for people to get on your side against Portia. And now with this girl, Priscilla said, Pinky cracked me up. She goes, oh, so we in Utah. Pinky is funny. Kaylee said Pinky in her side comments was hilarious. Drew's face, she was stuck the whole time. Drew was like, she didn't even breathe. She was stuck the whole time because listen, that whole table realized Shamia went low. They all knew that this is done. It's done. K. Charles said, I do think Portia was lying, though, because she couldn't give the name of the uncle. It was a gift back. But Phaedra was funny. Listen, we know the body of Atlanta got a little lying problem. So I'm not sure if I don't know what's the truth. I will say when Shamia got up and left and started crying, I said, now, wait a minute. Shamia, you got to fight back. You got to fight back.
When she said that about the uncle. it might not have been true, but there probably was some little wording about because she probably liked it the uncle first before she got with the father or something like that. Because her mother
said, my parents were married for 50 years. You're not gonna lie on them like that.
Yeah, but Portia's mother probably know before they got married.
You got to stay out your parents' business, girl. You do not know everything. Give Me Shelter said Portia brought the dynamic with the parents up the first reunion. Tell Portia to get back to cosplaying the pathetic activist. Put the lies down. Unless her activism.
Oh, she ain't the activist no more.
No, not
she
no
might
more.
Be an LBGQ and all that
yes. Love Like You Are said, and I believe both Portia and Shamia regarding their moms. Yikes. Yes. K. Charles said, yes, Nikki, that's the fallout of Miami Girls, right on the nose. Yeah, that's what it is. Not really friends, but friends because y'all run the same guys.
Mm-hmm.
Spencer said, Shamia and Portia were going to hell, and I think it was so odd for Shamia to say which one. Like, girl, now I'm believing lying Portia. That was the only thing, because Portia is known to tell a little lie. But with the which one, that was just an odd response.
Phaedra sitting there, I would have said absolutely
not. Which one?
But which one?
Give Me Shelter said, that's not always how people respond. If I knew I was sitting across from a pathological liar, I would ask interrogating questions. I mean, how many of the brothers was it? Because she couldn't name him. True. Shed Pearl said, Candy Mama worked at the factory. She wasn't doing all of that at all. At all. Two is for Life said, what I don't understand is why Shamia is going around saying Auntie Diane when Auntie Diane was trying to throw that cat at her father. Wouldn't be me. The Miami Girls, child. Nikki said, we were living a different life in the 1970s. Some things, you going to the grave. Yeah, you don't tell everybody business, but now they telling the business of the good time girls. Child.
Welcome to the candy store.
Hey.
What you getting in here for? Hey.
Priscilla said, and the mothers could be lying, telling half-truths to themselves so they could look innocent. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm just like, they both just need to stay out of their mama's business.
They don't
None of you know the truth. Shed Pearl said, if it was true, Portia would have been able to name the uncle. Portia never has a name, even when she accused Kelly. Here's the thing. The only thing about that thing with Kelly, Phaedra stopped her. Because Portia was ready to take it to hell, and Phaedra stopped her because they know the pastor and the wife, my God, today. But I just don't know why. This is just so sad. It really is so sad.
Saying, all the pastors
in Atlanta.
God damn.
Faithful said, just joined the live. 114 watching, 43 likes. Join me in tapping the like button. Thank you so much, Faithful Jones. Give Me Shelter said, I'm sorry, but not only do I see the pile on, but I've seen the setup from the beginning. Shamia is a victim of her own making, but also she's most definitely far from the villain here. I think in this situation, in this episode, I wouldn't necessarily call her the villain, but she started this. Portia was not talking to her. Spencer said, I'm going through a friendship breakup because my ex-bestie wanted me to like her cop abusive husband. I'm so sorry. I know that hurts. It's like, that is a love. Yes, I don't think it's any different kind of love that you love for like the man you're in a relationship with. I just think it's just a different relationship, but the love is the same. So they're hurting. Everybody is hurting. Oh, thank you, Faithful. If you like my eyeshadow, it's always Pat McGrath or Danessa Myricks. I love them. But thank you so much. For those who are like listen to me like a podcast, Faithful Jones said that the eyeshadow looks absolutely beautiful on you. Thank you so much. Hey, Andre. Andre says, Shamia, I like you. Portia Williams won this battle. This friendship is over between Shamia and Portia. Shamia, move on. It is. I think it's over for now. Hopefully, time can heal some wounds. But I think for right now, they're done. Tua said, I really find this breakup so unfortunate, but some friendships are for a season and not for a lifetime. I wish healing on the both of them. And I absolutely agree with that. Shed said Portia has been icing Shamia out since episode 1. Absolutely. Like we've never seen her interact with Shamia.
Yeah, she never wanted Shamia.
She's sitting right next to her and not even looking at her. That's what I think. Shamia has been feeling a lot of things, right? But to sit in that passenger van and your best friend since you was 9 is acting like you don't exist. That had to hurt. That had to hurt.
That was the straw that apparently broke the camel's back.
Yeah. Spency said, it's really sad seeing that friendship break up. It is. It is.
But sometimes toxic relationships have to break up. Yeah. Sometimes they do because...
But here's the thing. I'm sorry, Mom. Finish your thought.
Because they probably was doing all kinds of things together and they probably need to just go head on. Mm-hmm. Before, Shamia come out and say, yeah, because I came and seen Portia trying to get with my husband. Before go to them kind of, things like that. Let it go.
But here's my thing. Were you guys ever really friends? Because I am of the understanding that if you and your friend, if you and a really good friend, y'all stop being friends, there's no way that you guys were ever actually friends if when you guys have a breakup, y'all both start spreading y'all tea.
Yeah.
You were never really friends then.
Right.
If you were sitting there hanging out with this person, collecting tea, waiting for this friendship to break up. So as soon as y'all get to the point of no return, you start airing them out. That was never really your friend. Mm-hmm. Because if that person was your friend and you were no longer friends, you still loved them. Mm-hmm. Even though the friendship is done, there is still a love there. And because you still love them, you respect them enough to not share with others what they shared with you. So for you to share intimate things that you know will hurt, were you guys ever friends? Because I just don't think a friend would do that. Priscilla said, but Shamia knew for a long time that Portia had said and done some trifling things. So I don't understand why she still wanted to be friends with her. If she allegedly already knew these things about her, then she knew those things about her mother as well. Y'all still remain friends and you still call this woman your aunt. Like, I don't understand.
When Candy and Portia was going through that thing, Portia
Hey, Ramel, how are you?
Portia said some things too about Shamia. When Candy and Shamia, because Portia and that whole thing that Portia was supposed to have been drugged and their Phaedra started and this and that and that and this. And Portia said some things about Shamia then. That Portia is not, Candy's not your real friend and all of these things. Candy just trying to be friends with you because we're friends.
And Shamia didn't listen.
Shamia didn't listen.
To Candy.
Right. And so, but Candy was telling her the truth. Mm-hmm. That Portia just wants you to be her lapdog. Mm-hmm. But because they had more history than her and Candy, she went with that. And now she see that Candy was telling the truth.
Yeah.
That's so sad, though.
It is. Zora said it's tacky when a person spills a tea of a former friend. Unless they did something egregious, I think it's trash. I agree. Always practice that Portia is not icing Shamia out. Portia is paying her dust, and the OGs do what OGs do. They stand together. That's exactly what's happening here, child. They are going to stand together. And if Portia doesn't want to film with Shamia, they're not filming with her. Kaylee said, and I don't know about that because K. Michelle and Shamia allegedly unfollowed each other. So their relationship may be on its... Yeah, she might be beefing with everybody And that's just not a good look, especially when contracts are about to start rolling out.
Yeah, and her and K Michelle was this her K Michelle and
I knew that wouldn't last. I knew that wouldn't last. I knew that would, because though that friendship wasn't built off of a genuine friendship. It was built off of they all not liking Portia, or them all clinging to something because they don't feel accepted in the cool girl clique.
Okay.
But it wasn't because they all.
K Michelle is back with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's going to be a tough season for her if she does come back and nobody is her friend, because nobody's going to risk not filming with an OG for Shamia. Give Me Shelter said, well, the show is at a season low in the demos thanks to having Portia as the lead. Maybe that was the plan, to pause the show altogether. A whole show full of Portia do girls? No thanks. Listen, I get what you're saying, but you gotta go by how Bravo views these people. Portia's a Bravo darling. The reception she got, at BravoCon, and how these fans, Bravo's gonna go after that. Love Like You Are said, everyone's hunching on a pastor according to Portia. Ciao. Shed Pearl said, Portia
sleeping with the pastor.
Ciao. Shed Pearl said, Portia's accusing someone of sleeping around. The only tea she ever presents. True. Kaylee said, I do think the tweet was unnecessary, but she's burning the bridges down. Oh, it's going to get nasty. It's going to get nasty. It's like this set the stage, but it's going to get brutal, because Portia's going to get back to her hotel room. She's going to think about some stuff, and then she's going to bring up some more stuff to bring Shamia down, because she feels really hurt and disrespected by her. So it's just going to get nasty. Priscilla said, why is Portia tweeting this if she had access to this week's episode months ago? She was probably waiting for this episode.
Yeah, that's what they do. They try to text in real time when we watch it.
Yeah. Always Practice said, also, every single housewife has had a bad season of 2 where nobody was fooling with them. Shamia is no exception. She has to learn to stand with her peach like everyone else did. I hope she held her own at the reunion, because that's the determining factor. If she held her own at the reunion.
They had the reunion already?
I believe so. Yeah, they had the reunion already.
Well, when is it coming on?
We got a lot more episodes. We're only at 17. I think we got like a week of episodes left into the reunion. Two Is for Life said, this is why reunions need to be filmed later, because I would love to see the fallout after the Portia post. Yeah. We're probably not going to see that till they bring up the cameras again. Kaylee said they got tea on each other.
Exactly. Exactly. They both know where all the bodies are buried. And if it
so
gets
I don't
a
know
little
why
more
they're
messier,
starting this.
They can go love.
Yeah.
Oh, they can go love.
Shamia just takes the high road. I do think you are above the Twitter antics. Here's the thing. I think when the mothers entered the chat, I think I don't think we've seen the low yet. I don't think we've seen how low they're going to go.
Because, Portia and her mother sit down like girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
And her mother going to let her, honey, Louise, and tell her everything that Louise from the church has done.
Two Is for Life said, it's unfortunate because I think Shamia could have been a really good housewife, but she burned a lot of bridges with the cast. Kelly is our only ally, and Lord knows that's not a strong ally to have. Yeah, because as soon as Kelly feels that her check is affected, she'll turn. She got to take care of them kids. Kaylee said, but if you come back next season, Shamia, spray it all because she's trying you. But to be honest, get off the show. This is like the second person to allege you're cheating on your husband.
Okay. Oh, so it's time to go.
Yeah, before he starts believing.
Before he starts bringing receipts.
Yeah. Unique said Portia was not saying anything crazy about Shamia. She leaves the room when people start to speak negative about Shamia. She may have been paying her dust, but she wasn't throwing her under the bus. I will agree with that. I have not heard Portia talk about Shamia at all this season, or Shamia. Like, they haven't been talking to each other. I honestly think, guys, I think Shamia would just broke after sitting in that car, literally right next to her, and she's acting like she doesn't exist. I think that really hurt her. Kaylee said also Claudia Jordan aired out someone's pregnant, and Cynthia said it's not someone on her couch. Oh, so maybe the surrogacy is successful this time. Oh, good for her.
So she needs to get off the
show. Kay Charles said, I would like Shamia to stay and be frenemies with Portia, but sometimes things aren't worth it. You have a beautiful family, the wealth, just leave it alone. It's not worth the stress. Here's the thing. If Shamia were to stay, who would she befriend? It'll just be her and Kelly.
Shamia needs to go off of this show before she loses her husband.
Tools for Life says Shamia doesn't look like she's enjoying herself. I think it's best for her to bow out gracefully with her head held high, because between Angela and Portia, they are going to spill all of her alleged tea. I think if there's no growth at the reunion, which it seems like there wasn't since K. Michelle unfollowed her, it may just be time to maybe take a season or two off and come back when relationships are healed. Because she's going to have an even worse season.
She can't take
Why
a season
show up for
off
that?
Because they won't bring her back. Take a season or two off. She's not one of those that have a fan base.
Kay Charles said, but also, if Portia's mom did try and sleep with Shamia's dad, why would Shamia mom continue to be friends with Portia's mom or let their daughters become close friends? Who was lying? We will never know. We will never know. Azora said, will Mama Sora ever do a story time?
What kind of story time?
Well, you just told us a story about how you you left your ex.
Yeah, you need to
We'll see. She got a lot of stories. Always Prices said their friendship started when Portia got divorced from Cordell. Portia went to school with Shamia's older sister. They were close growing up. I thought they were close. No, they had pictures of them as children. So they've been friends for a long time. WNC said, sounds like they might need to add the mamas to the cast. We got to do something. We got to do something to get the tea. It's too much going on. It's too much going on.
Girl, you want me to do a story time? I get put off the show for just saying somebody telling somebody to shut up. Story time. Oh, I'll be banned.
Kaylee said, if all is forgiven is purely for the show, they will not be friends outside the show, unfortunately. Yeah, and I think that's what Shamia didn't want. Shamia wanted to be real friends. And Portia's like, where work? Sometimes you can't work with your friends, child.
But
sometimes you cannot work with your friends.
Because you could be up today and down tomorrow. You may need to go back to her.
Yep. NC said, I don't understand why Shamia and her mom weren't done with Portia's mom, Miss Diane, years ago, and Miss Diane tried to steal her dad. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not making sense to me that friendship remained.
A fight or whatever over the daycare.
But why were y'all still friends?
But I don't know if they were still friends or if they just, maybe they were not as close as they used to be. But sometimes how you just hi girl, how you doing or whatever. We not rolling like we used to roll. But I believe there's some truth to that.
Yeah,
because she ain't always had no money, and we knocking down whoever we knocking down.
True,
because I have to feed Portia.
Period. Georgia Peach said she got close to Portia as soon as Portia got famous. She got close to Candy when Portia got demoted. She got close to Kenya when Portia left. Are we talking about Shamia? Because they have pictures of them as children. They've been friends for a long time. Andre said Shamia has moved Kelly Farrell into a townhouse. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Georgia Peach
moved her in. I can't.
Georgia Peach said, yes, she got close to Candy when Portia got demoted.
She got $70,000
for a team,
and she didn't get no house. The father need to come on and take the kids. Let's come on.
No, he's in jail.
The girl husband.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I did hear that.
Yes, He can't get them kids. To Us for Life said, I absolutely believe in earlier season 8 through 12 that Portia made it clear she didn't want Shamia on the show full time. Portia has shown herself to be selfish and territorial during seasons. Gimme Shelter says Shamia is literally the only one who has something to lose. What does Portia and Angela have? As for Drew, we know she doesn't have a home or her kids, so she needs to be quiet. Well, Shamia would lose this show, and that's what she really, really wants, because this show is hers. Everything else her husband provided. This show is hers. So I think she doesn't want to leave it because she doesn't want to lose this. Andre said, Bravo only have 2 women who are the face of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Nene Leakes and Portia Williams, and nobody else. Yeah. Yep.
And Nene Leakes need to stay on home because her son every other week is back in jail.
Jail?
Yes, her oldest son.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
She needs to come out of all them Hollywood
no, but listen,
parties.
They're grown men at this point. That's not on her. They're adults.
Okay.
Unique says Shamia needs to show her family life more. We want to know how it is raising her children, especially one with special needs. And that's far more interesting than her arguing with the ladies. I agree with that. Hey, Soso Steph says Shamia isn't dealing with any demons. Portia is icing her out, and I believe she never wanted her to be a housewife. I said that last year.
Bingo.
Kay Charles said, demon, no, but something is taking hold of Shamia. She has a beautiful life, and yet she doesn't seem satisfied. I would not be going back and forth with these girls if I had half of what Shamia has.
Well, that's from that point of view. She don't have friends, it seems like. It seems like she wants to be a part of. She wants to be in this sorority with these girls. And she better than me. Because, baby, I would take my money, my man, my kids.
If I had all that money, I wouldn't want to be on this show.
Yeah. And
I would not want to be on this show.
Shamia? I'm in Turks and Caicos. Where's Shamia? I'm in France. Where's Shamia?
Enjoying that man money.
I'm at the
To Us for Life side.
I'm at Wilmington.
To Us for Life side. I had to see what Mama Star is saying, but I see more so from the lens that Shamia clearly isn't happy on the show. Fame cannot come before your happiness. I agree with that. Kaylee says she's having it all, but at what cost? No friendship with Portia, unfortunately. But she does seem like she has a good relationship with her sisters and friends outside of the show.
And your sisters are your first friends, your first best friends.
But she just really wants this.
Because
but she's not happy here.
She wants this because, like I said, and like the Star family said, they have done some things together that neither one of them want none of us to know.
Shad Pearl said Drew has a valid problem with Shamia. She sat down with Ralph. Yeah, I disagree with Shamia on that one. I was just like, you can't come back from that one. You can't come back from that one. So Steph said, when Portia said Shamia and her mama are like the trash on the street, that kind of left the bad taste in my mouth. Yes, but you didn't think that you didn't get a bad taste in your mouth when Shamia said that Portia's mom tried to sleep with her dad. Even if that's true, get not on this show. What are we doing?
Let me know that was true.
What are we doing? I'm sorry, we can't come back from that. My mama, we're done. We are done. To Us for Life said, even Drew is always on outs every season. She's the group's biggest punching bag, but she never sits in victimhood. Yep, she gets in the field, keeps it light, and actually looks for resolution. I'm telling you, Drew fully redeemed herself with this audience. I never had a problem with Drew, but with this fan base, when she was going toe-to-toe with K. Michelle, I still don't know you. I still don't know. Like, she did her big one. She did her big one. Andre says Shamia is chair number 8. Portia Williams is chair number 1. Are we sure? I don't know the seating chart. They're not sitting across from each other? Oh, Unique said, Mom, 70K had to come with the gums included.
You had to have something.
I think that's probably what it is. Oh, Social Stuff said veneers might be 10K. Veneers in Mexico might be 10K. Not in these United States. I just got a quote for 45. Oh, wow. 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 Tours for Life said Kelly is stunting shows. Just like last season, she brought all those bags for her daughter. Child, those bags were re-gifts and bags from MLK. Lord. Oh, gosh. Poliva Girl said, not to ruin the Kiki, but wouldn't Kelly be liable for gift tax too? She should stop talking. Oh, yes. But if it is an ad, she has to say something. So she is going to be liable for gift tax. Here's the thing. You can get them to pay that. You can get who's ever gifting, you can get them to pay the tax. Oftentimes they should, but they don't. Make sure if you're getting anything for a gift for a review or whatever, that's what I do. I make sure they pay that tax. Because how are you going to give me something and I'm accepting the gift, but I still got to pay? Nah, keep it. Pay that tax before you ship it out to me. Romel said, I honestly deep down don't care, but in my opinion, I gave Shamia her baddie chain. I was happy she set it off in Scotland. She didn't set it off. She burnt it down. There's no coming back from that. Social Stuff said, y'all beat up Shamia all last season for not supposedly standing up for herself. Listen, I wanted her to stand up for herself. I didn't want her to burn everything down. My God, today. Andre said, Kelly Farrell, newbie to this is the second season of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, like Angela Oakley. Angela was doing so well for me. And then WNC said, I feel like if Kenya or Nene or Candy was on the cast, they would have been a mediator between the two before it got that far. I'm telling you, Nene's reaction to this conversation would have had me on the floor. Because Pinky, So Steph said, if Shamia had not set this trip off, it would have been boring. Even Angela made this trip about Shamia. Listen, I'm fine with her setting it off, but I'm just like, do you know that this is it? You know that it's over, baby girl? Always person said, I just saw the clips from Shamia's bridal shower where Shamia was downing Portia at the table with Candy in the game. You can see Portia was taking back. I think Shamia was showing out for Candy. Here's the thing. I don't know if they were ever really friends. Because if you fall out with your friend and the first thing that you do is tell their secrets, were you guys really friends or were you just acquaintances because your mom were friends and you were the same age? Right? Sometimes you're just friends of convenience. You're friends because your moms hang out. And so you just decided to become friends because you're always going to see each other. If you were not in the same environment, would you be friends? And from the looks of it, I'm not sure. I am not sure. Oh my God, yes, Drusy. Drusy said, hey cousin, happy Jackie Washington Day. Yes, happy Jackie Washington Day. Makeup Addict said, why are people acting like Shamia is just some innocent person and Portia's the big bad wolf? You aren't friends for decades with someone if you aren't the same person. They are the same person, different thoughts. I gotta agree with that. Because I feel like they are two sides of the same coin. They just show up and present it differently. I am 50. I'm 50. Gold says Shamia has been chasing the spotlight for years, trying to be an entertainer and has never landed. So yes, she is jealous of Portia. Got on TV before her. I never got that she was jealous of her. I will say that I feel like that friendship, she has always been in a subordinate position. And I think this show leveled the playing field and changed the friendship dynamic. It seems like for the worse. Andre said, Drew Sidora divorce is final, full control, continuing acting career and singing without Ralph interfering. Listen, I am happy to see Drew. I'm happy to see a season where Drew is free of Ralph and we could just see her be who she really is, right? Oh my God, speaking of Drew, did y'all know she had a hysterectomy? When she said that, I was like, oh, let's stop there and have that conversation. What happened? She just said it, and then we just got into, pushing up the pelvis. And who said that they push it up there? K. Michelle said, well, who is this doctor?
Right.
She said, some people just be lying to lie. I will say, K. Michelle's confessionals are hilarious. I just need
K.
her.
Michelle is hilarious.
She's hilarious. I just need her to get therapy and figure out a way to work with women, because I think she's been so scarred by women in her life that she doesn't really know how to be comfortable in a space full of women. And that is why her season was so disjointed, because she always thought that somebody was out to get her. Angela said, who's plotting? Unique said, we wanted Shamia to defend herself, but not like this. Yes, that was absolutely horrible. I said Shamia stands up to Portia. I didn't say take it to hell. My God, today you're done. So Steph said there's way more stuff going on between Shamia and Portia. Oh yeah, we'll never know about it. It's some deep seated stuff, and I thank God. Don't let us know anymore, Shamia and Portia. We're good. Don't let us know anymore. And at this point, are the mothers going to interfere? Are the mothers going to sit their daughters down and be like, enough is enough? Because the only people who are getting dragged is the mothers. Like, somebody got to interfere at some point. It's getting crazy, mamas. It's getting crazy. Unique said Shamia's sister and Portia were close growing up, and she and Portia got close while Portia was on the show and divorcing Cardell. Oh, I thought it was them two that were friends. Oh, okay. Michelle is the first. Wait, who knows the seating chart? I do not know the seating chart. So Steph says sometimes you gotta take it to hell. Sorry. Here's the thing: taking it to hell and then expecting to be able to work with these people again. I don't know. That's the thing. A lot of these ladies keep on forgetting you're at work. This is the job. I don't know, Shamia. I do not know. Priscilla said, I believe on Shamia's interview with Carlos King. She said that they were cool since they were kids, but they got really close. Okay. Thank you so much for Priscilla. And I think Andre was confirming that. I'm 50 says Shamia said out of her mouth they knew each other as kids, but didn't become real friends. Okay. So the mothers just had you around each other. I said what I said. Shamia brought the mamas up first. On this episode, yes. And in this season, yes. Shamia and Portia's friend dynamic has always been odd to me. Shamia was wrong at that dinner. Portia was not talking to her. Portia was not featuring her. It was an entirely different conversation. Shamia was wrong at that dinner, guys. Nobody, y'all can't defend that. She came for that girl. She came for that girl. Give Me Shelter said, but production decides what it wants to show. True. Shamia could be trying to show her intimate life with a special needs child, but they don't want to show it. They are trying to make her the villain. So I don't know if they're trying to make her the villain. I feel like they gave her a great first season. I don't know what's happening this season, to be honest with you. I remember I thought Shamia was going to be like the diamond of the season. The way like it opened up with her, I really thought that it was going to be not her show, but I felt like she was going to become the core, and that just didn't happen. And I do not know why. Oh, really? Christy said Shamia has a friend group. They are K. Michelle's ops, which is why they're not friends anymore. But I mean, who isn't K. Michelle's op? Like, come on, you can't be friends with anybody in Atlanta. Kaylee said Shamia's friends with Candy and seems to be friends with those girls. Plus, she got sisters too. Yeah, she seems to be fine on that front. Oh, you're right. So Steph said Portia sat down with Ralph as well, but she made up with Portia because she knows she's the HBI. And that's just how the hierarchy goes on these shows. Unique said, I think Portia and Shamia's friendship started to fall apart when Shamia got really close to Candy during the time that Portia and Candy were going at it. And Unique, I think you're right. I think you're right. And I will say, the person responsible for that was Candy. Because I didn't even know that Portia and Shamia were friends. Because Portia would act like she didn't know Shamia. I didn't know that they were besties until Candy said that. And Candy will always bring up that Portia wasn't a good friend to Shamia. And I was like, oh, I didn't even know they were friends. So Candy started that mess. Candy started that mess. Give Me Shelter said, but they can all forgive Portia. Portia fired Drew and accused her of sleeping with Beats. They also said she slept with Charles, but Shamia is unforgiven. Here's the thing, because again, I said it before, because to Portia, all those other women are co-workers. Shamia was a real friend to her. And I just think she's really hurt. Not work hurt. Like her heart was hurt by whatever those two went through. Oh, thank you, Kaylee. Kaylee said the seating chart is out, but I know K. Michelle and Portia. Shamia isn't even a first seat? That's very odd. Andre said, Shamia's ego got checked by Bravo executive. Bravo job interview process is time consuming. The background checks, the contracts, cast. Well, here's the thing. It was the husband. The husband didn't come around until last season. That is why we're seeing Shamia. But she was always in consideration. Cameron said the mamas have entered the chat, and at this point, Portia and Shamia just need to meet up, vacant parking lot, and just square up because it's up from here now. I mean, it has to be at this point. Y'all dragging y'all mamas like this? That's crazy. I couldn't fathom talking about my best friend's mom like this. Even if me and her fall out. Crazy. Crazy, 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 crazy. I'm 50 said Shamia upset Portia and Kelly. Upset that Portia and Kelly made up because one day Kelly may tell Portia how Shamia spills her secrets to Kelly. That's not far off because that's what happened with Angela. That's not far off. So Seth said Portia should have paid the dust even more when Shamia got into the conversation. Here's the thing. The reason why she didn't pay a dust was because she talked about Pilar. And that's what Portia said. Portia said she's trying to trigger me. Because I think had it been anything else, Portia, I think if it had been anything else, Portia would have paid the dust. But she brought up Pilar. And Portia was just like, okay. Give Me Shelter said, I'm just not worried about Shamia. No one can convince me that the Real Housewives of Orange County cast never tried to threaten to collectively film with Tamara, and production said, think again. Here's the thing. I just don't know if production is going to choose Shamia over Portia, Drew, Cynthia, K. Michelle. Like, I just feel like there's just far too many people she's beefing with. That's why you never want to beef with the whole cast, because they will do a united front and say that they don't want to film with you because they don't have anything going on with you, and they can ice you out and not invite you to things. And it just becomes very, very, very awkward. That's why I'm interested to see how the reunion goes, because that will be the test. That will let us know what next season is going to look like. Give Me Shelter said Candy doesn't like K. Michelle because she's friends with Rashida. Oh my gosh. Atlanta is small, man. Kaylee said she really did have the makings to be a great housewife, but she also played herself worrying more about her friendships with Portia and making herself second fiddle. I agree with that as well. But again, she loved that girl. She loved her. And so that relationship was important to her. And she probably wanted her and Portia to lead the show. You know what I mean? She probably wanted Portia to embrace her a different way and like show her the ropes and like really bring her in. And she didn't get that. And that hurt. Kaylee said Portia apologized to Drew at the reunion. Shamia did apologize afterwards on YouTube. And they did address this at the start of the season when Shamia's mama was there. Here is the thing. That's one of my issues with Shamia. She apologizes to everybody, not to their face, on some other platform. that they're not watching. It's just like, it should be just like, well, I apologize. I said I was sorry. Like, what am I supposed to do? You have to tell them that you're actually sorry. They're supposed to like get a clip of the YouTube interview that you did. That's not right. I guess also Steph said K Michelle should have been seated in the parking lot. Well, she's a big star. She's a huge draw. So I'm not surprised that she is. No, I am surprised she's the first seat. I knew she would have been high up, but I thought it would have been Shamia and Portia. Andre said Portia Williams did you job well done by Shamia, and she exited and left with Kelly crying. Nene Leakes warned you, Shamia. She was not prepared to be a full-time housewife. Unique said Portia was bringing Shamia on as a friend of the show first, and she became very close with Kandi during the time when Kandi and Portia worked for. Oh, see, I don't remember that. I just don't remember them being friends or knowing that until Kandi said it. Kaylee said, now, Angela, I don't know if she's cool with someone that she says she would sleep with her husband, but I will say she's cordial in person and shady in the confessional. So they're not that cool. Yeah, guys, the Housewives is big for these ladies. Like, they're going to be friends with somebody or act like they're about to start their fireworks. Act like they're friends with somebody who said that they would sleep with their husband because the show is more important. Because we got to be honest, it does help a lot of women become independent of the husbands that provided the lifestyle that got them booked on this show. Unique said Portia don't play about Pilar. That's what happened. Portia was cool, calm, and collected. And then she mentioned Pilar. Yikes. Kaylee said, but I do agree that at times they bow to Portia and downplay Shamia. Like no one cared last episode when Angela shaded Shamia again and said she was cheating. Here's the thing. The reason why they didn't care is because Shamia has gotten into it with so many people. So she just doesn't have allies. That's another thing. She's losing a lot of allies. I think her only ally this season now is just Kelly. I don't think any other ladies are going to go out on a limb for her. And you can't play the housewife game like that. You got to have allies. Yeah. Social Stuff says Shamia thought they were going to be a dynamic duo and it hurt her feelings. Yep. I'm 50 said seating is Kay, then Kelly, then Shamia. What?
What happened?
Shamia is seated so low on the seating chart for the reunion. Wow. Social Stuff said Angela don't like Portia or Shamia, but she chose her side. Yeah. She chose the side of the star. Cameron said Shamia got a third seat and Kelly got a second seat for the reunion. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Unique said Shamia doesn't apologize to people's faces and she also doesn't know when to hush. She talks too much. She's probably a baby. WNC said news update. Real Housewives of Atlanta star Kelly Potter faces possible bank account seizures over massive debt. Kelly, we got to prioritize. We gotta prioritize. I'm 50 Cent. On the left is Portia, Cynthia, Angela, Drew, Phaedra, and those are the people that are guaranteed to come back, along with Kay. Yikes! Hey, Nathaniel. Nathaniel said, "Who would you like to see come back?" I like this cast. I just feel like Shamia and Portia just need to make up so we can go back to having fun. This season started out really, really well. It started out really good. They were having a good time. Atlanta is supposed to be fun. Mm-hmm. When it's not fun, we all check out. So I don't have a problem with this cast. I just need them to fix their issues so we can go back to having a good time. I'm telling you, it's a group of teenagers. And they ride around in these bikes with backpacks full of fireworks and they go to abandoned parking lots in my area and they just like the fireworks. I feel like this is going to be them all summer. And nobody reacts to it. So I'm just like, oh, this is the thing that they do. This is why when you are looking at places to live, you got to check the neighborhood in the evening. I mean, listen, I love a little firework. So it's not that crazy, but they be popping them at like 5 a.m. Insane. WNC said, yeah, Kelly is going to be Shamia's ally. She got a lot going on. She's about to jump ship like she did with Edie. Oh my God. You're right.
What?
You are right, WNC. I do. Yeah, she got a pattern of jumping ship. Oh, Lord. That means Shamia's not going to have nobody. But here's the thing. Portia got pulled on the show. Shamia got pulled in Atlanta. Everybody to get a rich man on the show got it through Shamia. So she got some kind of connections. I just don't think she got them connections at Bravo. Two is for Life said, I think they gave Shamia the third chair to punish her for the horrible performance last year. They probably don't trust her to deliver in the first chair. I don't think they should judge it by that. I don't think they do. I feel like they should judge it by the drama of the season. And I felt like Shamia had a lot of drama. She was beefing with everybody. That's weird. So Steph said, Kelly should be where the craft services is. Here's the thing. I kind of agree with that. I think that Kelly,
No, y'all wrong.
No. I kind of agree with that in a way. If this whole restaurant thing isn't working out, Kelly, especially with all the productions that's going on in Atlanta, should work on doing crafty for studios. Tyler Perry Studios, try to get a contract with him. Try to get a contract with all of the shows that are filming in Atlanta. That would be a very smart way to go. You have the connections. That's a very smart way to have guaranteed money.
But she look at that as a down.
Fool if she do. That's good money. Unique says Shamia needs to be cool and not be mad at Kelly for being cordial with Portia, or she'll lose her to Kelly will jump ship. The minute you give her a little bit of tube, she's out. She is out. Cameron said, I low-key think that they're going to try to bring Nene back next season. They absolutely are. If she does well on Ultimate Road Trip, I think that's absolutely going to happen. I absolutely think they're going to happen. Kaylee said they done purchased the whole fireworks store in Nikki. Oh, this is something very new. I have never seen fireworks sold in any store in LA. I walked in Ralph's in the front, a whole fireworks display, like I was in the South. I couldn't believe it. I said, when did this happen? And that's where they go and get them. Let me get two more and then I'll get you out of here. Kaylee also said Kelly needs Shamia. Remember, she's living in her town. Oh, Kelly always stay in some kind of bondage.
Well, Shamia don't live in no townhouse.
She probably is the landlord of that. I got her one. I'm 50 said, I think Kay put first chair in her contract because she did not give enough for first chair. In my opinion, she did. That's crazy.
We're going to end Shamia at in the third tier.
Yeah, third tier.
Okay.
Mom, she shouldn't be in the third tier.
She didn't give us that much.
She had a lot more drama than anybody. Her and Portia. Not what. First of all, Portia's first chair. And what drama did she have? That's the thing. She's a favorite. Even without drama, she's the first chair. Hello, Kyle Richards. She don't have nothing going on. She first chair. Cameron said they should have had Phaedra sitting behind the couch. Social Stuff said Kelly will latch on to anyone's ankle. She needs her check. But I don't think she's going to let go of Shamia. If Shamia bankrolling her. Kaylee said, I don't want Nene beefing with Drew over that random man. Oh, God. Here's the thing. Nene, if you come back, you cannot beef. You are comic relief. Do not beef. It will not work out for you. We're going to end here with E for Empathy. Thank you so much. E for Empathy said, thank you, Nikki and Mama Star. Thank you, Star fam. Thank you for supporting Nikki by remembering to like, share, and hype the video.
Yay!
Thank you all so much for joining me. Tomorrow, we're going to do a Love Island chat. So tune in for that. We got a lot of new shows coming up, guys. So make sure you make sure you sign up for the email list. That's going to be in the description box. Also, make sure you follow my Instagram and my Instagram and my TikTok, where I'll be posting stuff there. Well, the threads and Instagram are connected, so that's the No, I'm 50. The Beyond the Villa, the after Villa chat is tomorrow at 5, same time. I'm going to try to keep everything at 5 because I feel like that's a good sweet spot for us. But if I have other shows, I think I'll do other shows earlier than that. But yeah, that is all tomorrow. The rest of the week will be about Love Island. And if I'm caught up on some other shows, I'll probably throw those shows in there too. But we will see. But thank you all so much for joining me. That seating chart is crazy. That seating chart is crazy. My God, today. But we will talk about this more. I think I'm going to put up, because I didn't see enough people in the chat talk about this. So I think I'm going to put up a poll so you guys let me know if you are good with doing a review right after the episode airs. Or if you guys watch it on Peacock, we'll keep the reviews on Monday, because I know I watch it on Peacock too. But if you guys prefer to do it after, we would do it after. But I'll put up a poll and we'll have the results then. Again, thank you all so much for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow for Love Island Chat.
Good night, Star family.
Night. I cannot believe